Test 1, 2.
SA Footballer, we are live at Freeling Oval for the grand final in Barossa Light and Gawler. South Gawler taking on Gawler Central. And it's going to be a big day here at Freeling Oval. Alongside of me, Gawler Central legend, Coach Kapunda at one time as well. We've got the great man Craig Dorr. How are you, mate?
Jace, how are you, buddy?
All going well, and you're nice and loud.
Nice
Good start.
Loud, beautiful.
You'd be pretty pleased with your old boys winning the reserves grand final just then?
Yeah, even better that my brother's the reserves coach, so good luck to me. Well done to my brother, and yeah, it's good day to be here. And
Happy days.
As a Gawler Central boy.
We're amongst the Tiger faithful as well. The Tigers are up and about. There they go. Listen to them.
Yeah,
the girls are up and about.
Don't worry, they'll give them their 2 bobs worth. Don't worry about that.
Also alongside us today, budding journalist Dan is with us, and it's good to have you with us, mate. We're going to talk to you throughout the afternoon. We'll get him a mic and get him sorted out in a tick. But tell you what, Craig, it's a bit windy today.
Yeah, it's favouring the northern end of the ground. So it was evident in the reserves game that was favouring that end. So there's a bit of a breeze here, mate. Probably 3 or 4 goals.
Daniel's all set up. He's just behind us. He's going to be riding the boundary for us today and alongside us at various times. Daniel, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thanks, boys. Looking forward to a good game of football here today.
Should be. A nice big crowd too, as many as they can allow in. What is it, 2,000 today?
Yeah, 2,000.
Yep.
They had to put in a COVID thing for, I know the Adelaide Plains, it was 1,000. And the Barossa and Light put in a very good COVID plan, so they were allowed 2,000 by the SA government.
It'd be nice if we could have a bigger crowd, of course, but we'll do the best with what we can.
I think last year, Tanunda and Anguston, the grand final there, I think they had nearly 7,000 as the crowd for that. Of course, we know how strong this competition is generally, and we've had an interesting year in Barossa, haven't we? We've gone first to worst and worst to first.
Absolutely. Yeah, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like, they're going from sitting top, and they couldn't win a game of footy, and they had 7 or 8 personnel from their premiership that didn't play, and it makes a difference in this competition. If you elite are not playing, then you struggle in this competition.
Daniel, have you seen many Barossa Light and Gawler games in the past?
I have been to a few games in my time, but I've never been to a grand final before, so I'm really looking forward to this one.
It is exciting. There's no doubt about that. Love this competition. It's right up there. I've been following a bit of the Southern Footy League throughout the season, and of course Barossa Light and Gawler. We're about to get underway,
Absolutely.
I think, with the national anthem. So when that gets underway, we will shut up for a moment.
This is the best part about grand final day. I love watching the face of the players and as the national anthem's on.
Spot on, Dan.
One of those underrated moments on grand final day.
So all is in readiness.
Once the anthem starts, I'm with you.
The national anthem. There we go. National anthem's done. The players head off and go through their final warm-ups before they'll head to their positions. It'll be an interesting toss to win too, boys. I think you want to kick first with this breeze down to the northern end today. Seemed to be the scoring end in the reserves and in some of the other grades as well, so I don't think that's going to change at any stage during this A-grade grand final.
Yeah, it's going to be here for the day, I think. If anything, it might even get a bit stronger, so it's important to probably kick with it early, get some scoreboard pressure on in grand finals, and let the opposition chase you.
Boys, an unusual road to the grand final this year, shortened season, of course. Gawler Central undefeated to get here. By rights of winning the minor premiership, they went straight into the grand final, and South Gawler, of course, had a win over Anguston, hard-fought win by 17 points last week to earn the right to face the Tigers on grand final day. They did meet earlier this year in the minor round, though, and Greg, we were talking about this earlier. It was a game of two halves, wasn't it? Gawler Central really dominated the first half of that game, and then South Gawler came good after half-time.
Yeah, it was. I went back and did my research and watched the game on this channel here, and it was a game of two halves. So Gawler Central's come out of the blocks, and it was all second half was all South Gawler. They outscored Gawler Centrals, but the better players are the playmakers. So and you throw over to the goal kickers and
Dan, I'll give who kicked the goals in that game the last time they played.
So for Gawler Centrals it was Mercer with 6 and Moss with 4. And then for South Gawler, it was Press with 4 and Barsh with 3.
Fantastic, yeah. Well, that actually gives us a good start to talk about some matchups. Mercer and, of course, Moss. Who's going to get them, Craig? You're the man in the know in this competition. Who's going to stand alongside of those boys and try and keep them at bay today?
Well, I would probably rate Moss a bit more dangerous than Mercer. Mercer's that more stay at home these days, and Mossy feeds off him. So I'll be going to Moss first as the key defender. So as we have a look now that Gawler Centrals are heading our way, you can see that Jacob Ahern's not there, so he won't take him. So obviously there's a match-up down there, whoever's going to go to that. But they got Phelps at centre half forward, and I think where it's going to be one is through the midfield, boys.
No doubt. All is just about in readiness for the first bounce. Dan, we'll let you get off to the boundary line as best you can under COVID restrictions, we know, but we'll be crossing to you throughout each quarter today. Good luck, mate. Enjoy the call.
No worries, boys. I'm looking forward to this one.
Dan is off, and all is just about in readiness now for us. The Rucks will go at it, and we are away. It is the BL&G Grand Final underway. First tap there to Gawler Central. South Gawler get a little kick forward, though. They have one possession and will look to go forward first, kicking with the breeze in this first term. It's going to roll over the boundary line, around about 40 metres out from the South Gawler goal. They are attacking first, Craig. Interesting start. You got some matchups for us?
Yeah, I see that Josh Whitwell's gone to Sean Brading. Whitwell likes to get off his opponent, and he's that rebounding half-back flanker. So Brading's got to be pretty on his defensive there, because Whitwell will get plenty of the footy. So that's the key one I can see up here. Mercer down back there, Nick White. So, and then Mossy is there. So there's the two key forwards there.
Well, it's tight and tough, as you would expect, in the opening parts of this first quarter. Grand final underway. A free kick it was to Gawler Central, and the Tigers look to move it forward. We're on the wing, and that ball spilled over the boundary line. A bit of push and shove. It will be a ball boundary throw-in. Williams getting involved there for the Tigers.
Not sure which way they're going to go. The umpire signal holding the ball when it was.
Hello, he has too.
South Gawler's free kick, and this is Paddy White. Paddy White, a dangerous footballer, played up the NT Thunder. Come back to South Gawler this year.
He drives it forward into that forward arc there for South Gawler, and we've got a bit of a scrap there at half forward, and we will have a ball up. The girls from Gawler Central, I'll tell you what, that's not a great omen. We're spilling chairs, Chardonnay flying around left, right and centre. I'll tell you what, they want to be better than that, Gawler Central. I'll tell you what, we've got some work to do, these girls in front of us.
There's a tight battle in there.
We've got a ball up at around about the 50-metre line, just outside for South Gawler. It's been exclusively in their forward half with the breeze in this quarter. Whacked out of there by the ruckman in Botten, and we've got a one-on-one out here on the wing. Going in over the top there for South Gawler was Filkey, couldn't get it. What have we got here? A free kick, and it's on. It's on. I think that's Filkey at the bottom of that. Oh, hello, we've got a couple of little skirmishes breaking out there on the wing. It is a local derby, and the boys are getting a bit excited.
There's no doubt it's the top team against the underdogs, and I'm sure that knowing Gavin Chaplin's form, that he would have fired them up big time.
Got a Tigers free kick at the end of all of this. The boys finally separate and head back to position. Gawler Central now look to go forward for the first time. Good mark up in front there, taken by Whitwer.
As they cross the footy down to the other side of the ground to Bennison. Bennison has been in terrific form. He goes across to the wing. Not a very good kicker. Turnover. Goes back inside to Phelps here. He's got a humongous, amazing engine. He goes forward. Mercer gets rid of his opponent, but right in front of us gave him a push as Robert Paludo in his 9th grand final.
I'm going to throw down to the boundary line quickly and go to Dan, who's down there. What are you seeing, Dan?
Boys, I was right in the middle of that. That was fantastic. A lot of aggression early in this grand final. This is finals football at its best.
Dan on the boundary line. He was right in the middle of that, mate. Nearly got involved. And Dan, blood was pumping. Good on him. Short little kick there has found Zobel, and he's moved it on as well. They're just switching the play at the moment. South Gawler taken there by Costanzo. Kicks it out to a half-back. Nice little step inboard there, and not sure about the handball, though. Arriving on the scene, plenty of Gawler Central players. They look to hold this thing. Big tackle. That's not coming out of there, Craig.
No. As you can see, a very tight contest.
3 Gawler Central boys in on that tackle. Tight and tough stuff, as you would expect in this first quarter. Another scrap after that ball up, and we've got a secondary ball up. Craig, all yours.
So obviously it's Hudson v Botten in the ruck. They're going to go head-to-head for majority of the game. Few infield, midfield battles. You can see one-on-one. Blood rule. Looks like James.
We'll send Dan off to go and check that one out.
Absolutely. But as you can see early, that Whitwer set across half back and trying to switch the lanes and probably spread the Gawler Central forward line. So the umpires today, Rob Paludo, Hudson Nowak and Ryan Prentice. Young Hudson, he's got the demand that he's got Central at the moment, that he come from the SANFL, so good luck to him.
Ball is tossed up. We give that one there to Hudson, who taps it out wide. But I think we've got a free kick here. It will go the Tigers' way. Wheels around and waste no time. It looks to pump it forward. Terrible kick off the instep. But fortuitously, it finds a teammate. They go inside attacking 50 now, the Tigers. Good pick up and a nice little handball out there. It does find a teammate. Turns him board and turns it over. Defensive mark there taken by Dare. Any relation, Craig?
No, mate. Dare, not door. Dare. No relation at all, mate.
They spell and pronounce their names differently.
That's right. It's Dare. D-A-R-E, mate, not D-A-W-E, mate. So here we got Paddy White now. He's got the free kick, and he's been in the thick of it lately. So we'll go down to Dan. Dan's got something for us.
Yeah, boys, number 28 for South Gawler, Jonathan Wright's just come off. It looks like it might be a wrist injury. He's getting that strap, so I'll keep on top of that one.
Thank you, Dan. Good job riding the boundary down there. Early injury, and I'm not surprised the way the boys are throwing themselves in, Craig.
Absolutely. The ball trickles over that bounds in front of the Diamond sign there here at Freeling Oval. Yeah, it's been tight. I think they're just feeling for each other at the moment. There's been a couple of turnovers, skill execution.
No doubt. The ball's going to spend a lot of time a long way away from us today on that outer side here at Freeling Oval. We'll do our best to call the names as we can see them. There's plenty of numbers gathered around this contest. Costanzo for South Gawler is one of those, and we will have a ball up. Up go the Rucks once more, give that one to the Tigers, but it spilled out to a South Gawler player who just tried to hack it out of there, and the umpire's going to give him a free kick on the back of that. Not sure what that was for, Craig.
No, I couldn't see what that was for either there, Jace, so...
We'll just reserve our judgment on that. We are a long way away from it.
We are, and it's Bennison now, young Henry Bennison, the wingman for South Gawler. He's picked up himself a free kick out there on the outer side, probably 45 out on a cute angle, but with the breeze going to the left of screen here, Jason, I think he's in striking distance.
No score as yet. South Gawler looking to put the first score on the board. He kicks a goal. It's got the distance, but it's skinny the entire way. And will be 3 for 1 behind. The first score of the BLG A-Grade Grand Final. South Gawler 1 behind. Gawler Central yet to score. Gawler Central bring it in. There's 2-on-2 out here. Good tackle. Great tackle. That should be holding the ball and is. Wrapped up there was Filkey.
Phelps.
And Phelps now goes forward. Good mark. Solid work there. Brading looks to go forward.
Here's Moss.
Couldn't get it. It's been guarded by Judd Smith for South Gawler. That's an interesting matchup, that one. We'll keep an eye on that. Moss is one of the danger men up forward for the Tigers. Tossed in on the 50-metre line for Gawler Central. Southern end there kicking to in this quarter. Spills out of there. There's some numbers around this for the Tigers. A shot on goal is through. That's the first goal of the grand final. Kicked by Nick Hooker. The Tigers on the board. 1 goal straight. South Gawler 1 behind. Lovely bit of play there, Craig.
Yeah, it's a bit of a scrimmage. And then obviously on the outside there, Nick is a left footer. Just found himself in with time. Inside 50 and converted. Got the 6 points.
Beautiful left foot kick. The goal umpire did a little bit of work, but it held on. And Dan's down on the boundary line. We might go to him now. How's everything going down there, Dan? What have you got for us?
What do you boys think? I think that was a bit deflating there for South, because I think they've started the game a little bit better. So that's a big one there for.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Actually, they've done a lot of attacking South Gawler, but haven't been able to score. Gawler Central get the first goal on the board, Craig.
They do, and they need it. As Dan quickly pointed out, that's high.
Umpire was caught on the wrong side there. Baker laying the tackle. Strong tackle. Haven't seen a lot of Molineux just yet, the Sluter medalist. He's loitering around. He's getting some attention. Tap there from Botten. It spills forward. Looking to pick it up. Interesting handball there into a nest of South Gawler players. A tackle there laid in the end by Phelps, and we'll have a ball up, Craig.
I'll just have a look. I'll just keep following Charlie. You keep calling the action. I'll just see if there's an actual definite tag. I know Paddy White was with him early, so let me have a bit of a look here, Jason.
All right, you do that. Callum Filkey kicked that out of defence there, and South Gawler have a player free on the wing. They kick inside forward 50. Is it going to get over the back? 2 South Gawler defenders spoiled each other. It does spill out the back. Picked up for South Gawler, but wrapped up in a tackle by those two, and we will have a ball up.
So Charlie Molineux come off the footy. Obviously, his midfield rotation forward. He's going to sneak forward now onto the midfield, but it doesn't seem to be a direct tag. Jackson's there with him at the moment.
Just hasn't spilled his way just yet. Out here, though, we've got a 2-on-1, and the Tigers should win this. Oh, he spent it before he had it there, Brading, and we've got a free kick here. I think it's going to go to South Gawler, is it? Yes, it is. Getting the short handball was Stanley. That was Whitwer. He goes forward and misses to the left. Another behind for South Gawler. They need to get a move on with this breeze. At the moment, it's Gawler Central doing enough in defence. That's their second behind for the day. Gawler Central move it quickly. It's out to half back for them, up to the wing position, but chopped off there. Good strong mark for South Gawler. I think that's Barsh. Costanzo, thank you. Number 1, number 7. They're a long way away.
He's a jet, Costanzo.
Haven't called Barsh's name yet, and he shouldn't be up on the wing anyway. He should be in the goal square kicking goals.
Yeah, I'll get the match up there as well, Jace, for you, mate. So I'm just it's a game of matchups at the moment. I think both teams are filling each other, and I'm just trying to get on top of these matchups, mate.
All right, well, we've got a free kick again here. Whistle's been prominent early, and this is going South Gawler's way, and he is in range.
This is Press, Jackson Press.
So Press will have a shot, slight angle. I think he's going to kick from about 40 metres out. The journey should not be an issue here. It's all about accuracy at this point, and they need a goal, South Gawler. The Tigers at the moment lead by 4 points. He's got the Dennis Lilly run-up. In he comes. A few steps, kicks from about 45 in the end, and the goal umpire hasn't done a lot of work there, has he? Is it offline? It was in the end. Very casual work from the goal umpire. Oh, no, it was a goal. It went through. There we go. Very casual for the goal umpire. What's going on here? 2 flags is a goal, isn't it?
I don't know, mate.
The crowd in front of us should have given that away.
Nah.
There was no movement.
They'll let us know when Gawler Central kicks a goal. There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
I'm going to rely on the girls in front of us to let me know what on earth is going on. I might give one of them a microphone in a minute. Why are we going here? South Gawler on the board. They hit the front. 1 goal 2 to 1 goal straight. Just the 2 points in. It's been a really good opening.
Absolutely, yeah. High intensity. Couple of skill errors, turnovers, but you expect that probably in the first 5-10 minutes of a grand final too.
I'm going to throw down to Dan on the boundary line, who's got something else for us.
Really important goal there for South. They've actually got this zone going on right in the middle of the ground, and Gawler Centrals are finding it really hard to get out of their defensive 50. So, really important. They put that one on the board and really get some reward for their dominance thus far.
It's a good point, actually. I have found it tricky. Obviously, the breeze plays a role in that, but it's a good point.
You've got to execute, don't you?
You do, and it's grand final day is all about exactly that. So we've got a ball in about 45 metres out from the South Gawler goal, northern end in this quarter. It spills out of there, and Gawler Central clear it now. It's out to the wing, leading back in the race there. We've got a 1-on-1, and Gawler Central win that contest. Brading, I think it was, in the end, who ran onto that. Little handball over. We're inside 50 now. Moss, was he hurled?
Yeah.
Mercer it was, sorry. Yep. And Moss tried to play on. Is he going to be allowed to? I don't think so.
No.
Surely not.
No way.
Mercer it was, and White had a handful of jumper, and the umpire spotted it.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah, I think it was there.
It was there. I think probably Brad put a bit more arm wrestle around and put his arm around him, but at the end of the day, the first initial was to grab him, and that's a free kick every day.
Jumper rips away from the body, and that's what the umpire sees. It's going to be paid every day of the week. So Mercer with his first impact on this one. He'll kick from probably 20 metres out, basically directly in front. Shouldn't miss. I don't want to stand the mark, but in he comes. Kicks from about 20-25. Oh, it made the goal umpire do a bit of work, but it's through. Thank you, ladies. They let us know. It's the second of the day for the Tigers. They hit the front again. 2 goals straight to 1 goal 2 for South Gawler. It's been a really impressive start.
It has, and given the fact that South Gawler have gone inside 58 times to Gawler Central 3 times, and the conversion inside 50 for South and then Gawler Central, just with their polishing class, have gone in 3 times and for 2 goals.
Yeah.
And interesting enough, there hadn't been a mark inside 50 yet.
It's a good point, and I don't think we're going to see too many of them today with these conditions. It's a gusty sort of breeze, so it's going to be tricky. Big clunks inside 50 are going to be at a premium today. That's a definite free kick there. The Tigers will win a free kick there, and we're in the centre of Freeling Oval now.
Blakemore
looks to go forward, runs around his man on the mark, kicks it inside forward 50, but a solid mark taken there by James, the co-skipper. Handball's off, wasting no time, off to Costanzo, who's been prominent for South Gawler early. He clears it out to the half-back line. Chips over the top. And a good effort to spoil there from the Gawler Central player, but unfortunately for him, the mark's been taken. And he chips it back in. They're just holding possession now, Craig.
They are. They're just chipping it around. You can see that the defensive 6 have set up across the park here, and they can go short inside the lane or they can go right the outer side. They go to the outer side here to Bailey's Oval. Bailey's Oval now, the key for the run and carry. You must go and will, especially with this breeze. Goes inside 50. You're looking for Costanzo, but 2-on-1 there. So Costanzo goes after the footy. In hard. Charlie Molineux now holding on to Barch. There's Barch. That's the first time we've probably seen Barch today. He goes on the outside. That could be 50. Daniel Stanley was in that zone. Out to Nick White. We're out to Golding now. Golding goes inside 50, looking for the big target. The ball was thumped away. Still South Gawler. They've gone inside 59 times. Here's Barch again. He's done a bit of territory there because he got it on the wing there. It's Andrew Wright showing a bit of poise. He's trying to get the footy. That's a great
good tackle.
And there's going to be another ball up inside South Gawler's 50.
Good football all round. South just trying to keep a bit of possession about it there through that passage and doing it successfully. They've got it locked up in their forward area now. Tap comes out, dangerous spot to be tapping the ball to. Got a wrap-up tackle though. We've got a free kick. I think the umpire's picked out a free kick here.
Yeah, definitely high.
Yep.
Poor old Robbie Longman a little bit high on Dean Cutting here. Dean Cutting, as you know, he's won a medal for BOG, the Hearn medalist, and was supposed to be coaching Wallaroo this year, and obviously the YP League pulled out, and his lads plays it, and he coaches the under-9s down at South Gawler. So he's found himself a club this year, and Dean Cutting lines up. Generally a very good kick for goal. Bang.
Straight through the middle. Lovely left foot kick. We're goal for goal here at Freeling Oval, the BLG Grand Final in the A grade. South Gawler hit the front again, 2-2 to Gawler Central, 2 goals straight, just the 2 points in it. Dan is down on the boundary line. We might see if we can get to him in a minute and just see what he's making of that part of the quarter, but we'll get back to him in a moment. Players about to retake position, and we'll see what we can find. Dan, I think, is down there on the boundary line. We might go to him now. What are you seeing down there, mate?
Yeah, I think at the moment, South are actually dominating the game at the moment, and I think it's really important they put it on the scoreboard because obviously they are the underdogs, and they're going to need to make everyone count as Centrals go into 50.
Centrals do go inside 50 there. Spoiled away. It's in the forward pocket. Moss working in a shoebox and can't get the job done on that occasion. It spills over the boundary line. They have a ball in around about 10 metres around from the behind post. Dan's got something else for us, so we'll throw back to him now.
And boys, sorry, I was just going to say, South inside 50, their pressure has been incredible. When they go inside 50, rarely can Centrals get it out. I'm not really seeing that with Centrals. It's sort of coming out of their 50 a little bit easier.
That's a good point. A bit of pushing and shoving. The big fella Boaton getting involved there. Didn't like the attention. The big ruckman. They never like getting tackled, Craig Ruckman.
Not by 5'6" little midfielders either. So Molineux goes forward and kicks a goal from a stoppage. So there's their second goal from a stoppage, and away they go.
Molineux, we mentioned earlier, we hadn't seen much of him early. Well, that's how you get it done. The Schluter medalist kicks a goal, puts his side back in front. They go to 3 goals straight. South Gawler 2-2. Been a good quarter into the breeze, and Dan's trying to get our attention again. He's got something else for us.
Central, I've noticed with Centrals is when they go into 50, they're scoring, and that's the important thing. They've kicked 3 goals straight, and then we go to South. They've kicked 2-2, and as I've mentioned, South are dominating the game from what I can see, but they're not putting it on the scoreboard as much as what they could. Really, I think they could probably be a couple of goals up by now.
They've given Botten a bit of a spell there in the ruck, your boys, Craig.
Yeah, that young Alex Robertson comes in for his I think it's his second run now. I think Botton's come off a little bit. So here's Whitwer. Whitwer's had a little bit of the footy across half-back. He'll do something. He's looking for an option going this way, that way. Goes out to the other side. Oxingham runs over the footy. Here comes Brody Atkinson. Here comes Gurney. A little gun, a little football. Charlie Molineux knocks him off the ground. Here comes Dean Cunning. He'll be sent. Fends off, and that's ball. Took too many on. Oh, dear.
And it's on again.
Yeah, took it on again.
Cutting got tackled and was told all about it. It was Oxenham laying a great tackle. And he's given away a free kick in the end. I'm not sure about that. Yeah,
no, I got him a little bit high. The first one was right, and then he sort of slipped up. So here's Hudson. Hudson's been around for this footy club. Played at Jeps Cross. He's been at the club for many years now, and really good, solid ruckman. Sits it forward. Looking at Hearn's gone forward now, and the ball's a big spill over the back by Robertson, and the ball spills out in front of the change rooms there, Jason.
Well, frenetic football there just in front of us moments ago. As it is now, South Gawler will look to respond. We are goal for goal at Freeling Oval in this first term. It's been a cracking opening. Ball tossed in about 50 metres out from the South Gawler goal. They look to go in here. What's this, a little grubber off the ground? Not sure if he thought the fullback there for South Gawler was a sprinkler or what he thought was going to come of that, but it didn't work. Reynolds out here now for the Tigers. Looks to kick forward, finds a teammate.
Their transition, have a look at this.
Look at this. Untouched so far out of defence. It's over the back. Can Moss get back first? It's a one-on-one. Oh, it spills over the boundary line.
And I'm just covering with Tom. Obviously, the first time I've seen Tom Phelps, but the credentials that I've been seeing from the home club at Gawler Central is that he's got a massive engine. You can see there he's playing that high centre half forward, and he's had probably 6 or 7 touches, and they're letting him go and get it. But at the end of the day, I think you have to push up on him. He's very dangerous. He's got a huge motor. For
AFL fans playing that Tom Lynch role at the Crows, or even Westhoff when he's been at his best for Port Adelaide, playing a similar role to that lead-up type. They've cleared anyway, South Gawler, but it's pumped back in by the Tigers. We're about 35 out from goal, working in the forward pocket at the moment. Tough one-on-one contest there. Flashing through, taking that was Worst. Worst spins around off the left, gets it on the wrong side of the footy. The breeze grabs hold of it, and lucks to fortune. It's landed in the lap of Shane Moss. This could be a tough shot with this breeze the way it is, but the man is a goal kicker. You know him better than anyone, Craig.
Yeah, Moss, he obviously going to coach Balaclava this year, and obviously in the Adelaide Plains they didn't decide to play, so Gawler Central have found himself a very good pickup here.
Very good pickup. He snaps it around off that right foot, and the goal umpire does not move. All class. Moss kicks another one. That's their fourth. 4 goals straight to 2 goals 2. That was all class.
Yeah, he's been noted for that, and he reminds me very much of a legend of the footy club, Scooter Hahn. For many years, kicked goals like that.
We'll go down to Dan on the boundary line, mate. What do you make of all of that?
The Centrals have really started to stabilise now. I've noticed they're a lot more intent when they have the ball. They're going forward a lot more direct, and obviously 2 goals. And as you can see now, 4 goals straight. So they're putting it on the scoreboard, and that's what you need to do in grand finals. If you put it on the scoreboard, you're going to give yourself every opportunity to actually win the game.
Fancy footwork there from Costanzo. Almost works out. They get it forward slightly, but it's going to run over the boundary line for a throw-in. Costanzo, fleet of foot. Needed to be. Nearly lost his head.
Yeah, he was. There was someone coming through, and I reckon it was Blakemore, and he just missed him. And otherwise, he could have put him into next week.
He wouldn't have been seeing much more of the action had that landed, but it didn't. And South Gawler now look to go forward once more. It's a scrap about 60 metre out from their goal. In fact, it's closer than that, almost on the 50 metre line. South Gawler need to respond quickly. They have the breeze in this quarter, and at the moment, Gawler Centrals just look more classy.
They do. Especially around the stoppages now, they're starting to get the game. You know, Stanley gets a clearance there. For spectator there, Jordan Erskine is in Victoria. The Destroyer, I think you better skull, mate, if you're watching this on live in Melbourne, mate.
FAD there. Worst takes the resulting free kick for the Tigers.
So a big shout out to Jordan Erskine, the big Ersk. So it's Worst. Yeah, goes out to hooker and then over the top. There's a spoil from Press that sees the ball spill out just on halfway between the 50 metre arc and in the wing here. And once again, Gawler Central just stamping their authority at the moment. Obviously, South Gawler have gone inside 13 times for 2 goals 2, and Gawler Central's gone through 6 times for 4 goals. So execution inside 50. Gang tackled there by Baker. Over press, and then the balls get up and have a bit of a push and shove as they do. Get rid of that testosterone there, Jason.
That's the way to do it. Gawler Central have done this well in the first quarter. They've got a loose man behind the play, as you would expect, against the breeze. And once they've been able to get the ball, we've seen them move it forward untouched a few times now, all the way through to getting a scoring shot on goal, and they haven't missed yet. So that's exactly the way you want to play into the breeze today here at Freeling Oval.
Yep, absolutely. So when you get the when you got a forward of Moss, Mercer and Phelps. Here comes Phelps here now. Bang. Thanks
got
for
it.
coming. And Bailey Zobel seems to have the job on him, and I think he could really tighten up a bit. He's had a big influence in this first quarter, and he's getting up the ground. He's losing Zobel. Once he gets up the ground, he's losing Zobel coming back, and once again he takes a mark inside 50, and
big engine. As you mentioned before, big engine, and he's going to have a shot here. It's going to be a tough one. Obviously, he's going to have to get hold of this. Breeze is slightly across the ground, so he's pumped it out. He started it out where he needed to, and it's come back beautifully. That's through. Another one to the Tigers. Beautiful finish. Phelps, class act. Another one to the Tigers. They've started brightly. They've owned the second half of this first quarter. Go to Dan on the boundary line, who's ready to go. What have you got for us, mate?
I'm not sure if the boys swapped jumpers or something here. The start of the game, South just come out and they were really dominant, and the Centrals almost looked a bit shocked. But now Centrals have gotten their game flowing and they're really getting into the game, and it looks like the grand final nerves are starting to calm down now. In the last 5 minutes, they have been dominating.
Absolutely, they have. They're undefeated for a reason, the Tigers, and they win another one out of the centre area there. Flashing through, couldn't take it in the end, but he does butter up Phelps again. He is all class. Kicks it forward, and that's going to spill out over the boundary line in the forward pocket. Phelps couldn't pick it up cleanly, but just tapped it out beautifully in front of himself and butted up nicely. Sign of a class player. A big tall fellow as well. Probably about 80 kilos soaking wet, I'm tipping.
Yes, yeah, and apparently he was a state national runner for the 400 metres as well. He could have gone to the Olympics or even the Commonwealth Games.
Doesn't surprise. He looks like a gazelle. He's getting the job done today on grand final day. It spills out now. Gawler Central will get their hands on it first, but in come the troops for South Gawler. They're trying to work it through, working in a shoebox there. Running out of there in the end was Goulding. He goes and tries to find a teammate, but it's chopped off. Gawler Central now look to attack again, and there's a man out here all by himself. He's taken the mark in Brading. Tries to get around a man, couldn't quite. They do still have possession, but I tell you what, we're trying to get through there was Baker. Just took him on.
Goal, Brading.
Brading kicks. I tell you what, it's going to start on line and drift out to the left. Through for one behind. What about that work? Baker just decided, no, I know there's no room, but I'm going to have a crack anyway. And managed to get the handball out to Brading. Quality stuff.
He's like a jockey on the charge of the Cox plate. He went through. There's a little gap there. Yep. I'm going through.
That is creating your own space, if you don't mind, Baker. South Gawler are going to have to lift it up a notch here. They're in a bit of strife early.
Yeah, they haven't utilised the breeze, and to go down in that quarter time 3 goals down. It's just not using their inside 50 and finding the right connection, because they haven't even taken a mark inside 50.
Tell you what, Dan is pacing the boundary line. We're going to get down to him again in a tick, because he's got plenty of great info for us down there. He's closer to the action than we are. It spills out now on the point of the square, and no player can get a clean possession there. We're eventually going to have a ball up. That was inevitable. And the Rucks will go at it again. Tell you what, the Tigers, Ruckman and Bowden, smart, just dropping it down at the feet, letting the boys work in a shoebox, and at the moment they're winning these tough contests exactly like that. Baker it was, and look at that. Just hacked it forward. Job's done. Mark taken. Another shot at goal for the Tigers. Worrying
signs for South Gawler.
Absolutely.
You must admit, like, they gave it a crack the first 5 to 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden the Gawler Central sort of got their game plan going, and you can just see they're a little bit harder at the footy. You know, the Baker, the Stanleys, the Molineux are starting to get their hands on the footy. The prime movers and the makers are starting to have an influence.
Just dominating around the contest at the moment. South Gawler needed to get it on the outside and use their speed, but In he comes. It's missing out to the right across the face of goal. Through for one behind. We'll go down to Dan on the boundary line there. First point for Gawler Central. What have you got for us, Dan?
Boys, just being here against the boundary line, you can see the desperation and the want in Gawler Central's their eyes. So when they got the ball, the intent is there. And at the moment, South just looks shell-shocked. They can't get it out of their defensive 50, and it's very weird because that's what it was like the opposite in the first 10 minutes of the game. But at the moment, South they just look, they got no answers.
That's a good point, Dan. Nick Hooker it was there who kicked the ball to the top of the 50-metre line. Mark taken. Is that Phelps again? No, that's the big fellow in Bowden, the ruckman. Does he kick it like a ruckman, Craig?
He's a very good kick. Very good kick on the footy.
So the answer to that is no.
Are we backing him in here?
We've lost some paperwork.
That's my key notes. I don't want to get hold of them.
What are we doing here? Dan, we need Dan. Come over and get our paperwork.
Ball goes inside. He didn't make the distance. A big spoil away. Braiding tackles on the. Then comes Hooker. Gang tackle. If you don't get done the first one, you get the second one. And he's played holding the ball.
He has too.
And Tippins.
And it's quarter time too. I reckon the siren's gone. Oh, what have we got going on here?
No score. No.
No. He's saying that the siren had gone before anything happened there. And the Tigers faithful not happy. We'll just let them tell the story. I think there, Craig. But I tell you what, if you're a Gawler Central fan, you could not be unhappy with that first quarter. The Tigers, certainly no grand final nerves for them. 5-2, 32, 2-2, 14. Dan's heading out to the huddles, or as best as he can. Under COVID restrictions, he probably won't be able to get too close, but he's going to have a listen and see what's going on in the huddles at quarter time. The Tigers, the second half of that first quarter, just dominated, and it was all around the contest, wasn't it?
It was around the contest. I think South Gawler had probably the first 2 or 3 clearances. You know, the goal kickers for South Gawler were pressed with one, cutting with one, but for Gawler Central's, you know, the forward line of Mercer, Moss and Phelps have all hit the scoreboard with goals. Molineux got from that stoppage, and Nick Hooker. Sorry, Keith is his father. So so we'll go. The key stats for me is the stat 8 to 4 clearances, inside 50s 10 to 14, marks inside 50 going with the breeze. Gawler Central had 4 marks inside 50 for 2 goals, and the tackle counts even 16 and 17.
We said earlier in that quarter that marks inside 50 today with this gusty breeze the way it is would be at a premium. They've all belonged to Gawler Central. I'll tell you what, when South Gawler were up and going early in that first quarter, the loose man in defence absolutely played a role for the Tigers, and from that point on they were able to set it all up. And once they set up the play, and they moved it untouched a couple of times in transition from end to end, that really got their game going, and from that point on they've just dominated the clearances. Bowden's been excellent in ruck. They've been really good.
Yeah. I think what they did, they had probably allowed that early Gawler Central's that +1, and they sort of held them in there. But then once they got that number right, they didn't find that connection, that spare to get out. And I think that's what played in. And what Gawler Central do here, they press up the ground and become a forward trap.
Yeah.
And they try to lock it in. So their defenders get off their man as much as they can and hold the ball inside 50.
Yep. We'll see what happens now after half time. Obviously, Dan's loitering around just trying to get some info. I think the COVID marshals are just having a word to him, so we'll see how he goes.
Probably a dead giveaway. He's got a microphone in his hand, wouldn't it, Jay?
I would have thought he just waved it to him.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get to him once they break the huddle.
He's lurking.
He is lurking.
Yep, he's like a blue healer, mate. He's rounding up all those sheep, isn't he? Yeah, look, he's just circling around. He's having a great old time. He's trying to get some word in there.
The other thing that we've seen Gawler Central do in that first quarter that's paid dividends, Phelps and his engine up and back. He's been able to burn his man off and get some disposals 60, 70 metres from goal, and at least draw other defenders to him. So the loose in defence for South Gawler has got some work to do. They've got to come off and pick him up, which means the likes of Moss and, of course, some of their other forwards have been able to go one-on-one. Now, you give those boys a chance to go one-on-one, they're going to get the job done more often than not.
Yep, and look, to be honest with you, it's going to be a crucial quarter. You don't have to be young Einstein to work this out, but they will open up that. They'll empty out that 50 and back in Mercer and Moss. There's no doubt they will. Phelps will keep doing his bullocking work up the ground and get that link, but they will empty out the 50 this quarter. You can
As
see
they should. Probably see Phelps come up a little higher with the breeze in this quarter. He'll probably come up to as far as half back, knowing that with his leg he can turn and go and find a Mercer or whoever else up forward one-on-one, which is what they're going to be looking for. One-on-one, they're going to back themselves in every day of the week. Where South were good in the early part of that first quarter as they were able to get extra numbers around the contest and outnumber South Gawler Central, the Tigers there. But once the Tigers worked that out and managed to get
there we go.
And we're back.
And we're back. Dan, over to you, brother.
What have you got for us, Dan? Quarter time huddles are broken.
Huddles, and really interesting with South Gawler. They said this is the biggest quarter of our life coming up, and that was really interesting. Second quarter of a grand final, biggest quarter of your life. They were talking about what they need to improve on is their direct forward entries. So let's see if they can put that to the test.
Notice to see that start of this quarter here. Now we have a look at Casey Thomas has gone into the ruck. Now there's a move that they probably wouldn't expect. So Botton has found himself up forward at this stage, but I think he may have just got some bit of work. And Casey Thomas starting in the ruck and Botton forward.
You have to keep an eye on that because I think you're right. Botton was really good, but he did spend a bit of time late in the quarter up forward. Let's hope he's okay. Anyway, South Gawler, they need to get a wriggle on. They've got the possession of the ball now after it went into defence. That is a mongrel finger-breaking floater, and it's well judged by Wright for the Tigers. He looks now up to half forward. He's got a man out here. It is Botton, and he moved okay to that one. Got a little whack for his trouble. Couldn't take the mark, and it spills out. They go forward, the Tigers. Phelps, look at him go. Lovely shot on goal, just out to the left. And through for one behind.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds, in fact.
The goal umpire went for a bit of a gallop there, Jason.
I saw the Lee Matthews run into the point post, and it distracted me. That point post is lucky to still be with us.
So as you can see now, from when the ball gets thrown in, you can see you probably won't see it on your TV, but how Gawler Central's press up very hard.
Yep. Yeah, they are doing that exactly right. And South Gawler are going to have some work ahead of them to get the ball out of that defensive area. There is an example of exactly what we're talking about. Playing in front, wheeling around and going there was Robert Long, and he does go long.
Mercer bump.
Look at that. I think he's been paid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Lovely use of the body. There was a few calls for some sort of push, but I'm not sure why, because that was just all body work.
All body work. And that's what's probably very good at Mercer. I mean, yes, he's a 100-goal kicker. And
well, when you've got that sort of body, why not use it? Man knows how to use it. In he comes. He won't miss this. With the breeze, look at that. Just a little chip over the goal umpire's hat. First goal of the second quarter goes to the Tigers. 6-2 to 2-2. 4 goals up. We're going to go to Dan on the boundary line. Dan, tell us about the quarter-time huddles.
Mercer, he's dominating in the air today, boys. And this is the time for South Gawler. This is the moment in the grand final. The margin's not insurmountable, but it's 4 goals now. Now's the time they need to kick the next one. There's no point looking around, waiting for someone else to do it. They've got to make it now. They need to kick the next goal.
They really do. As he mentioned before, Dan, too, biggest quarter of their life. Well, they need to get cracking, South Gawler. They're in a bit of strife. Well done. Big bump there from Worst. And they wrap it up again, the Tigers.
Yeah, Baker, he's a ball. Shawnee Baker, number 1 there. Just compliments Molineux.
Molineux, Baker, Worst. They've been good already for the Tigers. Kick off the ground from the big ruckman there. Why not?
Yep.
It spills out of there. That was Brading, was it?
Billing,
sorry.
Yep. To Molineux to right, to the other side of the wing there. Blakemore. Bang.
Good kick.
Brading.
Here is Brading now. I think he's got the trip here too. He's pretty confident he does.
Yeah, he's got the trip. Definitely got the trip, Jace.
Kick
most definitely.
Just outside 50, wheels around. Look at this. It gets on the breeze. It's going to clear the goal umpire by a fair margin, but out to the left. Not only did he have the trip, he had a bit more.
Absolutely. Now, he's another one that's best on ground, and he loves September, and he loves the grand final.
You called him, what did you call him before? The excitement machine or the X Factor?
The X Factor. Yeah. Yep, he's the excitement machine, Sean Brading. There's no doubt about that.
Well, South Gawler got some work ahead of them. They're at half-back, kicked it out to the wing, finds a teammate to win a free kick there, chopped off the arms.
Went a bit hard. Darcy Judd-Smith has had a pretty good season for South Gawler, featuring their best players very heavily. He's got the ball now. A little bit of stagnant move here, Jace. They're just bombing the ball down. It probably suits Gawler Centrals. Up goes the mark, and there's Paddy White now.
Yeah, they needed that, but they are just going down the line, aren't they? Not a lot of imagination to it at this point. Trying to do a bit of umpiring there on the mark.
Yes.
That's not going to work out
so
well for you.
Dean Cutting now. Dean Cutting, number 18. Chips it short. Finds his teammate just outside 50. They're still looking for an option inside 50. There's their first inside 50 now. They go inside 50, South Gawler, looking for a big
Oh!
Presses up hard. Getting complete. That was a big fly, Jace.
It was a big fly. A contender for mark of the day. Had he taken it, he didn't. And the ball spills over the boundary line there in front of Barch, who just can't get anything going at this point. Plenty of Tigers inside defensive 50 at the moment as they look to choke this up.
He's got the human blanket on him, mate, Jake Asher. So he's in for a tough day.
Rucks go at it about 30 metres out directly in front from the goal at the southern end here. That's the end that South Gawler are kicking to. Wrapped up in a tackle there. Last up was, I think that was Schmidt. Up they go again, the Rucks. Taken out of the ruck. I don't know if he did that on purpose, actually. I think he tried to tap and it just landed in his lap. Big fella there in Hudson. Almost scored a try.
He did. He took it like that too. Instead of tapping it, he sort of just brushed Bolton out the way and took it, and good body work. But you can have a look at the work around the stoppages here, Jace. Oh,
that's high.
That is very high.
Umpire spotted that. Hard not to.
Absolutely. Nearly took his head off. That was Big James. Chris James, the co-captain, nearly took Molineux's head off there. But Molineux now delivers outside 50. Big kick, looking for Bodden. Trips over, the ball spills over the back. Whitwer punches it forward with no method. Baker now cleans up, dodge weaves. And I think the boundary line will be his best friend, and it is, and the ball will be thrown in on the half-forward flank.
Dan's just wandering the boundary line, and we might cross to him right now. What have you got?
At the moment, it seems like the game has halted a little bit. It looks like South have tried to sort of set up some sort of zone similar to what they were doing in the opening minutes of the second quarter, just to sort of stabilise the game a little bit. So we're just going to have to wait and see if they can just kick a goal. They need to just kick one goal, and sometimes they can get the confidence up. So we'll see how it goes.
Saw South Gawler in that opening part of the first quarter, chipping the ball around, crossing the ground, just trying to retain some possession. At the moment, they've lost their imagination. It's just kick down the line sort of stuff, isn't it? Not for the Tigers to worry about too much. At the moment, they look to go forward again with the aid of the breeze in this quarter. Big tackle. That'll be a ball up. The edge of the centre square, down towards the northern end of the ground. That is the end that is favoured by the breeze. It's the end that the Tigers, the Centrals boys, are kicking to in this quarter. Here we go. They've got a break now, South Gawler. They run a bounce to second bounce.
Costanzo. Runs
to 50. Costanzo. It's gone out and it's over the boundary line. Mark not taken. Had a chance there, James, but nothing doing.
No. Sort of. I don't know whether he was waiting for someone to come at him, but he's kicking the ball from 50 and having a shot at goal. You're not going to make the distance there. So I think he was waiting for James to come at him, but you got to come at the ball carrier if you into the breeze. So there's another stoppage here. Gawler Centrals win that again. Comes out of the packet. Here comes Tippers. Tippers was very smart.
That's a goal.
And goal.
Oh, hello. And we've got a little bit of to-do after the goal's kicked. Good snap. Not much in that, boys. Just pushing and shoving. They break up now and head back to position, but much needed goal for South Gawler. They kick their third. Tigers still dominating at the moment in this first half of this grand final.
What the fascinating part is just watching this midfield battle in at the moment. You've got Press, you've got Costanzo, Molineux. There's some really great quality in there.
Class acts. We know Molineux's class. He's shooter medalist. Best player of the Country Carnival last year, I believe, for the... Was it the Northern Zone? No, not the Northern Zone. Ended up winning. I'll come back to that.
Central Zone.
That's right, thank you.
Yep.
Here we go now. The Tigers turn the ball over at half-back, go forward once more. They're kicking with the breeze in this quarter. Out they come. Caught behind there for Gawler Central. Who was that? Moss it was. Yep. Nearly
Darcy,
called Mercer's name.
Yep, Darcy Judd-Smith doing a terrific job on Moss at the moment.
He's playing well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, yes.
Let's say it's a really good contest. They're both seeing a lot of the footy, and they're going to continue. Dan's down on the boundary line. We'll go to him now.
South have really done well the last sort of 5 to 8 minutes, and that goal there, that was it right there. That can be the confidence booster. They need to kick the next one now, because if Centrals get it, it's all been for nothing, because I think the last sort of 8 minutes, as I mentioned, South have really got back in the game, but not quite on the scoreboard just yet. Lovely
chain of handballs there for the Tigers, ends up with them going forward once more. It settles about 25 metres out around from their goal. Got plenty of tackles in close there. That ball's not coming out. We'll have a ball up. They lock it in their forward area again, the Tigers.
Yes.
When they don't hit a target up forward, they're doing a good job of keeping it inside their attacking area, better than they were early in the game.
Baker now hadn't got the footy, comes through the contest, no free kick, ball spills out, quick snap and out of bounds on the full. So South Gawler will bring that footy back in as Gawler Central's press up.
Talked about this press earlier and you're spot on. Tigers doing a good job of keeping the ball in their forward half.
They do. So it's press now. He's found a target. He's found a teammate. Still deep inside their 50, in Gawler Central's 50. They're trying to break. They've got to change. They've got to sort of change the lanes as much as they can instead of kicking down the line. But they're going down the line again. So there we go, looking for James. Dean
good
Cutting
mark.
Over the top. Dean Cutting contested mark. He goes inside now. There's the runners. There's runners everywhere for South Gawler. He takes off now. Gives the footy off to press. I think Filkey was better off going with himself, but then he finds up forward and he's found Smith. That was better footy.
That was better footy. That's what we saw from them early in the game, breaking the lines there. Cutting started it, took the mark, contested mark, turned and went. And they had some runners through the middle of the ground. It ends up in the hands of Schmidt. Tough kick this one, but he's going to kick from about 30 metres out on a bit of an angle. The goal umpire does some work and in fact leaves it through for a behind.
But that was better footy. Like, let's be honest, they didn't go back, they didn't go stagnant and kick over hands. Cutting, being the player that he is, he drew someone to come to him and he opened up the centre of the ground, the high risk, high reward area.
Played the Phelps role almost. Speak of the devil.
Oh, what a market.
Look at that. Oh, and gets one for his trouble after play, and it wasn't Phelps anyway. It was Molineux, as we said. It was almost playing the Phelps role.
Yeah, he was.
He is class.
Yep, absolutely.
Look at that. Almost basically untouched.
And Worst has got it now.
Long kick to Molineux it was, who used it, got whacked after disposal. It didn't matter anyway. Now Worst will line up, and it's a question of accuracy. Almost directly in front. Kicks from 40 metres out. It's out to the left, but it's held on, I think. No.
1 point.
One behind. Ball's brought back into play now, and South Gawler have it. Defensive 50 for them. Looking for options now down the line again. Will Cutting run onto this? He's got it again, Cutting. Will he turn and go like he did last time? He looks in exactly the same spot. This time, though, Gawler Centrals are onto him. They have players back. Big contest. 3-on-3 there. Spills out. South Gawler have some numbers running forward here. Shot on goal. They need this, and he's missed. Wow, big chance there for Wright, and it was offline. Tigers breathed a bit of a sigh of relief there, but Wright, the vice skipper, will bring it back out into play now. He heads to that outer side. Lovely long kick, lands about 70 metres out, defensive side, point of the square. South Gawler with a little worm-burning pass into about 30 metres out from goal. It doesn't come off. Just hacking it out of there and finding a teammate. They are out, Gawler Central. The Tigers now look to work this inside forward 50. That'll be slapped over the boundary line and we'll have a ball in. And we'll go to Dan on the boundary line in just a moment. We'll see if we can grab his attention. 4 goals at the moment to the Tigers. They're in front. Dan, what are you seeing down there?
This is the moment in the game, I think, where the result could be decided, because it could go either way. If Centrals get it, then the margin's out to 5 goals, and it almost seems a little bit, out of their reach, 30 points. But if South can get it, it'll be back to 3 goals. So the next goal now is absolutely critical.
Speaking of the next goal, snap over the shoulder. Is it going to hang on? We're waiting on the goal umpire. I think that's through. Brading has kicked it. Craig Dorr called him the X Factor before. What about that? Just flashed through, picked the ball up on the run, snapped it over the shoulder, and that is through. Another goal. Dan called it. and he's spot on. That's a big goal for the Tigers. Puts them out to a 5-goal advantage, bordering on half-time. But the smallest Tiger fan just arrived on the scene, and the girls are clucking. Look at them go. Look, that is the most good. We need to get the camera over here. Look at this one.
Dustin.
How about this? That is gorgeous. Cuteness overload, Craig.
Yes.
Good time to be arriving.
Matty Whelan, Donna's his partner.
Oh,
and
there you go.
The coach of Gawler Central. So he's had a couple of big weeks.
He has had a couple of big weeks. I think it's about to get even bigger. They are flying at the moment, the Tigers. I don't want to go early, but wow. It's happening now for the Tigers. They look to go forward again. I'll tell you what, South Gawler sense the urgency. They're throwing themselves in now. Can't quite pick it up there, but they get a little kick forward. Picking it up there. Will he get through the tackle? He won't. Big tackle. Wow. That's a great tackle there from Worst, who is everywhere at the moment in the hard stuff. He loves it.
He does, Worst. He actually compliments the. It was the number one midfielder there when they went through their little period there that they were struggling in this competition, and he played his 100th game the other week, and so now he's got help with Molineux, Stanley, and Blakemore. So he's sort of amazing.
Going from chocolates to boiled lollies, or the other way around?
Yes.
Anyway, we're back to the play now. Inside 50 for the Tigers. They're looking to kick another one. Another one puts them 6-goal up, similar to their first meeting of the year. We all know how that ended.
There's a ball being thrown up at the half forward. So then Brady... So he kicks forward. So then Andrew Wright. He's sort of controlled this cross half back there. Ahern's on him at the moment, and out to Phelps.
Good kick to Phelps. Phelps now looks around. He's got nobody near him, really. He looks to just go bang deep inside 50 out to the tall timber for the Tigers. Spills off hands, running into an open goal, and has missed. I think it almost hit the post.
It did.
Crashing into the post. Gee whiz. South Gawler. They're getting away from the South Gawler crew now, the Tigers.
Yeah, they're just starting to start their authority, and South Gawler, they've had some. Their better players are getting hold of the footy, but their influence is not getting. They're not getting the job done. If you know,
yep.
Is that safe to say at the moment?
It is. Cutting's doing what he can at the moment, but he needs some people to go with him. We're going to go to Dan down on the boundary line again soon, but before we do that, we'll just have a look at how they set up at this boundary throw-in. Really need a goal before half-time here, South. Centrals will be delighted with this quarter.
Yep.
Ball up, plenty of numbers around this boundary throw-in. And again, when there's plenty of numbers around, it seems to be the Tigers who prevail, although we've got a free kick here, and I think it's going to go South's way, is it?
Yep.
Yep. So South will look to clear. Coming out here and finding the ball comfortably was Schmidt. Schmidt looking for options. Big ruckman leads up for him. And he'll honour that lead. Why wouldn't you? Hudson gets hold of it. Hudson looking for options now. He kicks it short. Nice little kick. They're waxing between the two of them. Schmidt.
Gives off to Bailey. Bailey Zobel's got the big job on Phelps. Goes down the outside looking for Gurney, but he's outnumbered. And Robertson now comes over the top and smashes it out of bounds right in front of us. The commentary box here, Jason.
Yes, they do. And I tell you what, two arrived on the scene there. They were risking nothing, the Tigers. Bit of push and shove there in Oxenham. Just getting stuck in. Why not? Comes out the back. Oh, he left it behind there. Stanley almost couldn't quite get a handle on it. And a bit of a wrestle there. He's not going to come out with it. Williams will have a ball up on the edge of the centre square. Attacking side for South Gawler. We need to get a wriggle on. It's tapped out of there. Good tap from the big ruckman in Hudson. But wrapped up again. Good tackling again from the Tigers. Centrals are hard at it. They love it. All these numbers around the ball. It's their go. Well, that's a free kick. I think was the umpire wrong-sided there.
We saw it all from here, mate, but we're in the right spot.
Yes, umpire was caught on the wrong side of that. And Hooker unlucky not to get a free kick.
Again, another scrimmage.
Again, South Gawler get their hands to it first. And again, three Tigers wrap him up in a tackle. Hudson takes it upon himself to do something. And again, look at that.
Classic example.
Exactly right. 3 Tigers arrive on the scene. It's a gang tackle. And they just can't get through. Flashing through there was Goulding and just could not break through.
Nick White's loose for South Gawler down in Gawler Central's forward line. So Gawler Central's got a spare one at the stoppage here. Now here's Jackson Dare. Jackson Dare comes out of the pack left foot, looking for Costanzo. They're wrestling right now, who's had plenty of it in this quarter. He's been very influential. Kicks it out the other side, a rush kick. Blakemore leads the race with Brock Dud Smith, and the ball goes out of bounds for another throw-in.
We'll go to do down on the boundary line in a tick, but while we were waiting the boundary throw-in setting up, we'll see if we can get Dan's attention, and we can't. We'll come to him after the boundary throw-in. Tapped down by the big ruckman in Hudson again.
Another clearance. Williams to Stanley. Stanley goes forward. There's another skull for you, Jordan Erskine. Here comes Baker. How clean was that?
Oh,
Baker,
clever.
Inside 50, looking for Moss. Well done, Judd Smith. He's been good, but Moss was the first one to recover. Phelps gives off to Pilkington. Pilkington goes to the goals and misses to the right-hand side for a
For all
point.
South's work this quarter, and they have been very good, they haven't put it on the scoreboard, and every time they've challenged, they might have kicked a goal, it's Centrals that respond straight away, so they're not really getting the reward for it at the moment. They are playing well, and in certain parts of the game they've actually played, I think, a little bit better than Centrals, but it might just be the start of that second quarter and the end of that first quarter that may cost them or has cost them to this point thus far.
So it's Tippins now. Tippins deep in the feds exit. Once again, the bomb down the line looking for a mark, and Brody Hudson, the veteran, takes a smash. He's getting his hands on the footy at the stoppages. I think he's had a little bit of better of the ruck jewels at the minute, but then he goes short to Goulding. Goulding now, he's had a fair bit of it as well. But once again, that's that slow play, Jace. That's a slow play. They've got to get on their bike. Goes up forward to one-on-one. Dean Cutting.
Whoa!
Oh, Robbie Long goes for a big fly. Should have been a free kick, but no. You can't interrupt the thing. But at the thing, Dean Cutting bumps. Robbie Long bumps Tippins out the way, and then Jake O'Hearn's in, and then there's a...
What a fly that was, but didn't get a hand to it. Cutting,
free kick every day of the week.
You'd think Cutting has a point there. Never mind.
Hudson goes forward now in the change of ruck, and James goes into the ruck tap. There's Dean Cutting again. He's gang tackled by Blakemore. Over the top comes Botton, and Robbie Long joins in, and then there's another tackle there.
Another example of South Gawler getting their hands on it first and being wrapped up in big tackles by the Centrals boys. Geez, they're hard at it, these Centrals boys. It's not just all class with them. They really throw themselves in.
Stoppage once again. Williams to Stanley. Stanley comes out of the stoppage with speed. Baker now. He picks up the foot. He goes inside 50 looking for the
kick.
Here comes Moss, who's strong overhead. Normally, well done, Judd Smith. This is Pilkington. The opportunist forward.
It's another one.
And he kicks a goal.
Set up by Baker. Beautiful kick to the advantage of his boys. And tell you what, they're a well-oiled machine up there. That point with Moss not taking the mark, it didn't matter. He had support out on that side.
At the moment, you can just see there's a change. Williams is the one now going to... He's the hit to. Stanley and Baker are sitting outside. At the outside. So they take it in turns. Charlie Molineux had a very quiet first half, and obviously the job that Callum Filkey's done on him, they haven't let him loose. So now Williams takes his turn to take the inside footy.
Yep, exactly right. And I'll tell you what, Molineux might have had a quiet start to the quarter, the Schluter medalist, or to the match, but he's got some class around him, which is helping out. So they can afford that to happen when they've got this much goodness going around in the midfield for them. Why not? South Gawler managed to rush it forward, and it's going to go over the boundary line, right next to the behind post, taking a tumble there, and was not happy about that.
Yeah, I think Smith gave him a little bit of a love tap and pushed him over the boundary line. In
Just
case
a little of a helping hand?
Yeah, a little helping hand, and pushed him into the Wosley's Granger Hotel sign. Ball thrown in now. Costanzo takes it out of the ruck, and that could be...
That's holding the ball every day of the week.
And Williams now, Cameron Williams. He's come into it.
He has. He's been good, Williams.
His stoppage work has been sensational. That's his third stoppage for the quarter. So he's got it deep inside defensive 50 for Gawler Central. Goes out wide, looking for Botton, but over the back smothered. And here comes Phelps. Phelps now. Oh, that's a great tackle. Great tackle.
Fantastic rundown tackle. Phelps has been outstanding, as we know, and he looked away there, but good chase down tackle.
Well done, Brock. Judd Smith checked him down. He was off to the races, Phelps, but he goes inside Costanzo, who's had plenty of it. It's probably South's best player at this minute. He's got it in right on the centre square, right standing in the mark. He goes outside.
Where was that
nothing to?
No one there.
Defensive mark to Wagner. Wagner takes the mark now, looks on the outer side to Worst. Here's this little dangerous player. If it's not Baker, it's not them, it's Worst. So he goes inside to Phelps. Phelps now and takes a mark. Probably his 5th or 6th mark for the half and very dominant. He goes long to the fat side looking for Moss, sitting on one-on-one. Judd Smith once again spoiled, doesn't allow him to take the contested ball. There's a spillage inside forward 50. There's Bailey Filkey in there. Out comes the footy to Judd Smith, the brother of Darcy, and the ball spilled out of bounds in Gawler Central's forward 50.
Frenetic passage of play there. Baker flashing through as well. Worst has been fantastic for the Tigers. Looks like Sideshow Bob. There's a bit of that on him. But he's playing some beautiful football at the moment. South Gawler look to bring the ball forward of centre. It's not going to work out for them, though. The Tigers turn it over once more. Centre half forward mark taken by Phelps. I think that is going back with the flight. Courage, skill. Is it Phelps?
Dylan Pickleton.
Thank you.
Yeah, the opportunist half forward. Rotates through the wing and through half forward and onto the bench. So just another dangerous small forward that complements the three tools.
To say if it was Phelps, he was standing in a hole. He shrunk a few inches, but Pilkington will have the shot. He'll kick from just inside 50. The journey shouldn't be an issue. Kicks it out to the left. Is it coming back? Goal umpire will tell the story. He's got it. It's another one. They go 44 points clear in the second quarter of this grand final. Calling it their home.
Yeah, 44 points, 10-6 to 3-4, 22. That's his second, Pilkington.
Dan on the boundary line.
A real deflating goal there. You can just see South Gawler, they're starting to lose the confidence now. The intent is there, but just the confidence isn't. 44 points now. It's still a long time to go, but you can just see Centrals, they want it that much more.
Ball movement from your Tigers once they get out into a bit of space is as good as you'll see in any country football, anywhere in any part of the country.
Yeah, reminiscent of the big days when Tanunda were so dominant in this league. They're a powerhouse.
Quality midfield, quality forwards, and really hard at it. It's a good combination. Boat and the big ruckman kicks the ball forward. Out to advantage again. There's that Moss or Mercer steaming out there. It's in the territory for those boys, and they've got some support. We've got over the boundary line, and I think we've got a Tiger down who's in a bit of strife at the moment.
It looked like Moss.
I think it might be Moss, yep.
Moss, blood.
Yeah, a bit of a blood rule there. Must have
caught
the whack.
We've got to get our man onto this. He's down there.
Yes.
Have a look at him lurking the boundary. There's a stoppage in play here.
It's about the only way to stop Moss at the moment.
Yes. Although I think Judd Smith has got his lowered his colours, and I think he's done a very good job on him today.
It's been a really good battle, actually. They've seen a lot of the footy. It'll probably continue after half time, I'd imagine. Like the work of Judd Smith, but you've got to say Mercer and Moss have been fantastic up forward. They've had silver service throughout most of the day so far.
Yep.
They're well supported by some good
little
crumbing forwards as well who've done their job today.
I think the contrast of the two different ones that have been happening is their style of play. South have been slow, and Gawler Central's their transition has been a lot quicker. So here's Nick Hooker for his second now, big left footer.
That's home as well. Look at that. Straight through the middle. Goal umpire didn't move. So if you think you got out of jail by having Mercer go off the ground, and we've got, there we go, the girls are helping us out down there. Dan is ready to go. What did you find? Who's in trouble?
For Gawler Central, number 28 there, just came off with a gush to the head. He's bleeding from his head, so just after that, come off with a blood rule.
He'll be all right. They'll patch him up and get him back out there. He won't be missing out on the rest of the game for a little cut.
Guys, that was Shane Moss.
Shane Moss, yep. Now back in the centre here, Jason, 11-6 to 3-4, and the alarm bells are really truly ringing in probably Gavin Chapman's ears at the moment.
It's getting out of hand fast. The Tigers are dominating. Centrals look to go forward again. In one more, and you'd say it's all she wrote, but I mean, it's almost all she wrote now. 11 goals to 3. before the halftime break. The Tigers girls are happy.
Happy.
Why not?
Why not?
Good on them.
There's right now. That's probably 6 mark. He's taken 6 defensive marks, most of them in this quarter. He's been influential in stopping South Gawler going forward. He goes forward now. Braden, look at Wagner passing through. Should have left it for Wagner. Wagner had his momentum going through. Braden's quick dribbles outside, and the umpire says, "I'll throw it in, thanks."
Watching the tape back, there's only one way to sum that up for young Brading there. Hungry.
I think he should have left it for Wagner. Wagner had the momentum there.
Definitely. Craig Dorr on the spot there, just letting Brading know, yes, you're the X factor, but you don't have to kick them all.
Costanzo wins the clearance now. He pushes it forward, but once again, Gawler Central's outnumber. Over the top comes Darcy Joseph Smith. Then here comes Barch. Barch for his wear touch today, right there. Gang tackled by a couple of South Gawler players, and the umpire Ryan Prentice says, "I'll have it, thanks boys," and he will throw it up right in the centre square of the Freeling Oval.
Seen Barch go up the ground a few times just to try and get a kick, and it's not working out for him.
No, he's not. Baker, you won't get past him. Press tried that. Baker tackled him, put him to ground. There's another scrimmage. Scrimmage again. Now let's just see how we set up here behind the footy. You keep calling, Jason. I'll just make
We've got plenty of numbers around this ball up.
We have. They've opened up that 50 for Mercer, and they've got 5 pairs.
That's the way.
Yep.
If you're South Gawler, that's what they need to do. Hit the ball out into space and use some pace wrapped up there in the tackle. Roles reversed. We've seen Gawler Central do that a lot today. Just tap it down to their feet that time, whacking it out into some space, and we do it again. That might be the way forward. Costanzo just taps it forward off the boot, toe poke forward, wrapped up in a tackle there. Good solid tackle that was by Tippins. We'll have a ball up, edge of the centre square, about 80 metres out from South Gawler's goal. Desperately need a goal before half time. That is the understatement of the day. Diving in there, almost took his legs. Gee whiz, Baker is hard at it, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Whitwell is lucky he's got a kneecap left.
Yep. And there is the halftime siren.
Great half from the Tigers. The girls are impressed in front of us, as will the coaching staff be for the Tigers. A dominant first half display from them. See if we can get Dan to come up and join us in a minute. We'll have a bit of a chat about all of this at half time, but let's be honest, it was a dominant performance in the first half from Central's. 11-6-72 to 3-4-22, 50 points. Dan getting a round of applause from the Gawler Central girls, and why not? They're reporting everything at the moment, as they should. And we'll get a bit of an update on Moss and see how he's going, but look, let's talk about this. Can you make a case for South getting back into it? I just can't see it at the moment. They need to just play on at every opportunity, surely. At this point now, they've just got to turn and go and try and find some space, because at every contest, Centrals are dominating.
They are. Their good players are getting hold of the footy for South. There's no doubt about that. But their method going forward, and the classic example for me was here when Dean Cutting went inside straight away.
Yep.
In changing lanes.
It worked out beautifully, didn't it? Clear shot on goal. He did. He took the mark, contested mark, wheeled in, went straight away. 2 players running onto the footy in the middle of the ground. They get a scoring shot. That's how they're going to need to play their footy in the second half. The reality is it's not happened enough. So for the Tigers at the moment, all you're trying to do is keep the ball in a contested setting, win the ball line by line. When they do get the ball in some space, the Tigers, they're far more creative at the moment than South Gawler, which is a real problem for them, because the team that has been changing lanes, as you called it before, has been the Tigers once they've got themselves into a bit of space. So they're winning it around the contest, and they're winning it on the outside, and that's why they're in front by 50 points.
Yeah, when you have a look at there's obviously two key matchups is going on at the moment. There's obviously field. Terrific job on Molineux. Molineux has had no influence on. He's kicked a goal from that stoppage. But you would think if they got any chance of getting back, they just got to go attack, offence. Let's cut the tags out. It hasn't worked.
No.
You're 50 points down now. How Gavin will be trying to say to these boys now, he'll be thinking, how can I win this game of footy? How can we get back to striking distance at 3/4 time? I don't think the message should be defence. They should be taking the game on. As I said, Dean Cutting went inside here. Gawler Centrals at the moment, they've got too much firepower around the midfield.
the Centrals boys around the footy, if they're not winning it themselves first, they're wrapping blokes up in tackles. The only way forward for South Gawler at the moment is to get the ball into some space and run onto it and try and use some of their outside wheels. But it's not like the Centrals boys are slow in any way, shape or form, so I'm not sure that's going to work either. I tell you what, the Tigers...
I wasn't going to say anything during that second quarter, and I'm pretty good at my stats, I reckon. And I've noticed that there was an extra goal kick for Gawler Centrals. Now, I didn't think I'd missed a goal. And sure enough, I see the scoreboard now.
It's gone back.
10-6 to 3-4, and I thought I'd missed something.
Not at all.
There
You need to be running both. We've had them 50 points in front. 44 is good enough.
Yeah, they're going backwards. Yeah, each one they kick. What do you reckon, Daniel?
Maths isn't my strong point. I said 4 goals up and they were 5 goals up, so there you go.
Well, I thought I missed one though, Jace. I thought I missed one. When I was doing my stats and I'm looking at my goal kickers and I'm going through my goal kickers and I'm thinking, did I miss one here or what happened?
Well, when you went away, it was a great goal from Brading, who kicked a lovely goal over the shoulder, but it wasn't 2 kicked in the time you were gone. Let's put it that way. So
no, had to go.
So they've waved the flags at 10-6-66 to 3-4-22. That's 44 points. I tell you what, if you're 44 points in front at half-time, you're pretty happy, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. And to be honest with you, you'll be very happy.
Girls are happy.
Just a big shout-out to Sean Oldman. He's probably in the Gawler Hospital, and I think he's still in there, and hopefully he's live streaming he's got the game on his TV. So, Sean, the Tigers are doing the trick, mate, with it. So good on you to Sean. The Kingsford Hotel at the Gawler, they've a live streamer at Tony Harnett. So I'm sure the Gawler Central and the South Gawler faithful that couldn't get here or for the COVID, you couldn't get in, they'd be watching that. So, but big shout out to Sean Oldman, team manager at the footy club, and he just unfortunately just spent a bit of time in hospital. And
wishing him well.
If he's not in hospital, then he's at home, and the Tigers are doing the trick for you, pal.
Hope you're enjoying it, SA Footballer, live streaming this grand final.
And Dan,
BLG. Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Dan, what's your reflection on the first half, buddy?
Well, just before you jump in here, Dan, I'm going to take off for a minute and let you boys discuss this. So, Dan's been doing a great job on the boundary. Good on you, mate. But I'll let you boys discuss this, and I'll go and find a refreshment, maybe a furphy.
Yeah, that'd be good. I reckon get a furphy. So, what's your impression on the actual first grand final of the BLG, buddy?
I think it's been a really, really interesting game to watch, actually. I don't think South have played that badly at all. I think it's just their entries inside 50 that really, particularly in the second half of the second quarter, really let them down. And Gawler, Centrals, they just look a lot more confident going forward, and I think that's why they're going wrong. And you just saw sort of the dam wall. South were keeping it at bay for a certain amount of time, but then late in that quarter they just the floodgates open per se.
And where do you think that South can get back into the game? Where do you think an area that they could?
I've noticed coming out of defence, they're a little bit chippy with their passes. They're trying to perfect the passes right into the chest, whereas Central, they're almost just kicking in hurry, but it's working for them, and it's really interesting to see. They're going torpedoes out of the 50 and very quick and direct, whereas South are going the little chippy kicks, and it's just not working. It's getting cut off, too many floaters, and too many ill-direct passes. So they need to fix that up, and I think they can still get into the game, but in terms of coming back and winning, I'm not too sure at this stage, given the way Centrals are playing.
And I know you highlighted it at quarter time, and Gavin Chapman said that this would be the biggest quarter of the year. Now, does he rephrase that now? Because this is the biggest quarter.
Well, they call it the premiership quarter, don't they?
They
it was very interesting for the second quarter, and they were only 2-3 goals down at quarter time to say it's the quarter of their life, but they started that quarter, I think, a little bit better. The first 5 to 8 minutes, I thought they were on top, but they just couldn't put it on the scoreboard. And when you don't put it on the scoreboard, you don't get any reward. And Centrals took advantage of that, and they put it on the board. So while I certainly don't think that was the quarter of their life, I think the premiership quarter, the third quarter, they're going to have to kick. If they can kick the first 2 to 3 goals and hopefully do it quickly, then they're a chance.
Absolutely. Just running through a couple of key stats here. We'll go through the goal kickers first, and Hooker's got 2, Mercer's got 2, Pilkington 2 as an opportunist forward. Give him the salute. Charlie Molineux 1, Shane Moss 1, Phelps 1, and Sean Brady 1 for South Gawler. It's Dean Cutting 1, Tippins 1, and Press 1. Clearances, Gawler Central's 22 to 11. They're in front by 11. Inside 50s 27 to 18 in favour of Gawler Centrals. Marks inside 50, which is a key stat, 8 to 1.
Yeah, there you go. If you don't mark it inside 50, you don't have that opportunity to have a set shot on goal, and you've got to come up with opportunistic goals which are not as reliable.
And tackle count 44 to 33 in favour of Gawler Centrals as well. So their tackle pressure went up huge. Then they had 16 in the first quarter to 28 in the second quarter. South had 17 and 16. So I think that's a couple of key stats there.
Who for you has been best to field thus far?
I think Phelps.
Yeah.
36. He's been motoring. I know Bailey Zobel he's had his direct opponent all day. He's been influential getting up the ground. Andrew Wright across half back has been taking a lot of defensive marks, intercept marks, taking about 5 or 6 marks and really rebounding the footy back in favour for the Gawler Centrals. Daniel Stallings had a heap of it around the stoppages. Kyle Worst come into the game there. For South Gawler, Costanzo's had a heap of the footy. Press has had his fair share of the footy. Hudson and James have been winning the taps.
I think Costanzo's definitely been South's best.
Absolutely, yeah. Gets a heap of the footy. Darcy Judd Smith down back for doing a terrific at the moment. And a couple of times the ball's been directed to Shane Moss, and he's actually won that battle. So I think he could hold his head up high at the moment.
He's nullified Moss to an extent thus far, I think.
He has, yep. But for me, if South Gawler wanted to come back into this game, they've got to take the game on a lot more.
Play on.
A lot more. I know they've used that defensive mode at the moment. They've got a couple of run with rolls and tags, but I think you just go flat out.
Take a few calculated risks as well. Not stupid risks, but calculated ones that can come off.
Yep. And I'm sure we'll see, or hopefully we'll know when they come into the second half. But looking for a big second half. They need to respond, and Gawler Centrals will be pushing the button.
Definitely, because in grand finals you don't want to see big margins. You don't want to see a 10-goal win in a grand final. You want to see a close game, an exciting game. And as I said, I think if South are going to get back in the game, they're going to have to kick at least the first 2 or 3 goals of this second half.
Oh, if they don't, then the floodgates.
Then you're looking at it could potentially, if Centrals get the first 2 or 3, you could look at a very embarrassing day for South.
Yeah. Well, you better go and get the coaches, mate.
I'll go get them for you.
And we'll take a break here. Watch the second half. Hopefully, it evens up and we Gawler South get on top.
role?
Oh, look, they've come out early and set the scene with their pressure at the body and the contest, and we've sort of been able to absorb that into our game style, which is what we do. We've been able to turn the game back into our favour, and we've had a good, half time where we're sort of 7 or 8 up. As they say in footy, though, Daniel, the third quarter is the premiership quarter, so we want to win this quarter, and then we'll see what happens after that. We've got a couple of guys wearing a few little war wounds, and these boys they're working hard for each other.
Yeah, because in the start of the second quarter, I thought South come out with real intent, but you guys were able to nullify that and really put an end to their hard work. So what did you do to be able to stop that?
We always play, like the footy is obviously the object, and the physical body pressure comes with it. We're always talking to our boys about just playing the ball, take what comes your way, and then our ability to run and carry away from contests has been pretty good today. Probably catching them out a little bit. We expect them to come out. They're a good team, so we expect them to come out hard again this quarter, and we'll match up well against that.
40 odd points up at half time. You thinking about the premiership, or is it one quarter at a time?
Definitely not. It's this quarter right now. What's right in front of our next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, and then we'll assess at 3/4 time.
Beautiful. All the best in the second half. Good on you, mate.
Thanks, Daniel.
Daniel, nice. Good, mate. All right. You guys all right? Gavin, not the best position to be in at half time. What do you think you need to do to get back in the game?
We need to do a lot of things a lot better than what we have. They've played really well, but that's how they played all year. They're a good side.
I thought you guys played with real intent, and your game plan is good, but you're just lacking that polish at the end. What do you think? What's your take on the first half?
Yeah, some of our intent's been really good, but we haven't made the most of opportunities, and we've got a bit lazy in some structure stuff, and they've been able to hurt us on the scoreboard.
Well, all the best in the second half.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.
Craig?
We're back. Welcome back to the second half.
Yes, players taking their position through that period. I think you talked about it before. A goal's come off of Central score. So they're back to 10-6, 66. That might be the only way they go backwards at the moment.
All right, let's have a look here, mate. What have they done? What have they done different to the first half to the second half?
We've got the big fella Brodie Hudson in ruck. They needed to do that, South.
Yes, they've done that.
Any other shifts forward?
No, they've gone to status quo. The back half are
What
the same.
have they done with Cutting?
Cutting is up forward.
Yep.
Paddy White into the middle. Hudson, Costanzo, and looks like Smith in the middle. So, yeah.
Ball's gone up. No one won the tap there. You'd say well followed up by Botten, but as it's turned out now, the Tigers look to go forward once more. South swarm around this. Try to go forward. In fact, it is South going forward. That's a mark.
There he is.
That's what they needed. Here we go.
The Dean Cutting.
Just got a filthy look then from the Centrals in front of us. I don't blame them either, the Gawler Centrals crew. We're looking to tighten the scores up a little bit, aren't we? No, Craig? You're a Tiger boy.
Yes, we are. This is a biased call. So, Dean Cutting, quality footballer, lines up for his second.
And he's missed it.
Didn't look too good off the boot, Dino.
Gee whiz, they needed that off the bat, but We got the reaction we expected from the girls in front, and that's rightly so. They're barracking for their side as hard as they can. Thumbs up. Only one behind when they desperately need goals, South. At the moment, Central's well in control.
They've gone one-on-one.
They have, and that's what they need to do.
Yep.
They need to back themselves in to go
out.
one-on-one.
So as you can see, one-on-ones all over the ground. No zone, no nothing.
Long roost back into play for the Tigers. It lands about 60 out from
Paddy
South's
White.
goal. Bright runs onto it, kicks the ball into the pocket. Just pushed off at the last minute. Affected the kick. Good defence again from the Tigers. We'll have a boundary throw in, about 15 metres around from the behind post. In this quarter, the third quarter at Freeling Oval. They'll be kicking to the northern end with the aid of the breeze, South Gawler. Will that help them to get back into the game? We'll see. In comes flashing through.
White.
Well done, White. Has he missed?
He has missed.
He's
to the
missed.
right.
Wow. Wow. Doing all the attacking early in this quarter, but it's netting them behind when they need goals. The Tigers still well clear at the moment.
He started way back and he hit the ground running. He come through unchecked.
Movement at the contest, that's what they need. They need to have some guys moving around the contest rather than just trying to match body for body with Centrals, who in the first half, they thrived on that. We've got a lost ball.
It's gone way over the back.
We have retrieved it now.
They've retrieved it, yes. So a break in play.
Dan's gone back down to where the boundary line too. We'll cross to him soon, but Gawler Central, the Tigers looking to bring the ball back into play. Plays on.
Hooker.
Takes a bounce, Hooker. Kicks long off the left foot. Beautiful kick too. We've got a contest here, but reading the ball better there, the big ruckman in Hudson. Oh, hello.
Hello, pushing the back.
He's picked out a free kick against Hudson. Gee whiz, that's tough.
Yeah, I saw no infringement there, I must admit.
Botton's got the free kick anyway, and he'll look to go forward again for the Centrals boys. Kicks it just down the line this time, holds up in the breeze, and it'll spill off hands over the boundary line, or is that a free kick?
It's called a free kick.
Got to be whistle happy to start this third quarter, I've got to say, but...
They've got to go back, changing lanes. Here they go.
Yep.
Back to Whitwer. This is better. To Nick White. Nick White now plays on straight off 1 foot. That was a very lazy kick, but finds the mark in Filkey. Filkey now to Zobel. Zobel's been picked up by Billing now. Here comes Sean Brady, the X Factor. Goes forward looking for Mercer. Mercer now wrapped up by Nick White. That's a great tackle. And the ball held up.
Good contest. Boys one-on-one there, and that's what we're seeing across the ground at the moment. South had to do that, go one-on-one. Just tapped over the back. Well done. Oh, good tackle there, but getting his hands on it first. That was Blakemore in the end, but couldn't do anything with it after the tacklers arrived, and it spilled over the boundary line for a throw-in right in front of us. Getting some advice.
Yes, Scotty Copeland, no doubt about that.
We're in Tiger territory here.
Tiger territory. So here's another one. Here's Stanley. Wagner comes at it hard, puts the ball inside.
Good
50.
kick.
Nick Hooker.
Great kick.
Left footer. Baker's free. Still free. No. He rates his chances here from Keith Hooker. Nick Hooker, shall I say. Keith is his dad. So
we're right behind this, Craig.
We are. It's going to go from right to left. It's got to aim at the right post.
And he comes. Here's a left footer. It'll help.
There you go.
Oh, that's a beautiful leg. That's home. And he knew it. He knew it off the boot. As did the Central supporters in front of us. Dan was right behind it too. He got involved.
I think that is probably it now, to be honest with you. I mean, South, just the tail. This has been the tail of the game. They kicked two behind straight away. Could have been 2 goals. And then Centrals go in forward 50 once and score a goal from the boundary line. That is exactly how the game's gone. And, that's why the position is where it is.
Dan sums it up beautifully there. South Gawler, bright start to the quarter for them. Centrals go forward, and a touch of class there from Nick Hooker on the boundary line. Gets the job done. The ball's up in the middle again. And we've got a big tackle there. We'll see a secondary ball up. The ball's moved about 5 metres from where it was originally balled up, Craig. And the Tigers getting the first goal of the third quarter.
I've just seen, and my eyes might be going on me, but I reckon Charlie Molineux's not out there.
Been looking for him to start this quarter, and I haven't seen him myself, so hopefully he's okay. South Gawler go forward now, kicking with the breeze. They need to get a move on over the back there. He was in best position, couldn't take the mark. That was Cutting, who had both hands on it. Defenders arrived on the scene, and we've got a ball up again.
Maybe we should get our boundary rider onto this, because that's huge news.
We will see if we can get Dan to find out what's going on with Charlie Molineux. That is big news. Spills out now. South Gawler look to go forward. A shot on goal, and it's gone through for one behind. Another behind. Behinds when they need goals. 3 shots on goal to start this quarter. We're just trying to get Dan's attention to find out what's going on with Molineux, number 23 in your programs.
I did notice, and I thought my eye, halfway through that second quarter, I noticed that he drifted out. He went to half forward.
Yes.
And he was tagged by Callum Filkey. Now, whether it's an injury, and maybe he was off for that second half of that quarter, but that's big news, and we'll get our boundary rider onto that.
We will indeed. In the meantime, play continues on. And I think we're waiting for the footy again, are we?
No, it's on the other side there.
Here we go. Has a shot on goal from just outside 50, and that's missed as well.
That's out of bounds on the full.
So they've had 4 shots at goal to start this quarter for 3 behinds, and Centrals have gone forward once and kicked a goal. It's as simple as that. Efficiency from the Tigers, seeing them in control in this grand final. 11-6-72 to 3-7.
So Hooker now goes to Blakemore, the defensive mark. Hooker has been everywhere.
It's been excellent.
He's kicked 3.
Probably best man on the ground after quarter time. Kicks long up towards the wing position. Up they go. Spills off hands. We've got another free kick. Very whistle happy to start this third term. And they go. That's what they have to do, South Gawler. Wheels around, but no target there.
Oh, free kick. He found a free kick.
Oh, hello. He has
Cutting.
shepherding. Yes. Cutting's going to win the free kick.
Holding on. Holding on to the arm.
Probably didn't need to do that.
No.
They had some extra defenders there, but never mind. We'll see if he can finish. Cutting here. They will state the bleeding obvious and say they really need a goal.
You are stating the obvious.
He'll kick from 40. It's a test of accuracy, let's be honest. In he comes, and I'll tell you what, it's a mongrel off the boot. Has it gone through? No, for a point. Again, gee whiz.
Yes, so 3-8 to 11-6, dominating the inside 50s. Gawler Central's only been inside 50 twice, and South Gawler now been through 8 times for 1 goal, 4 points, and an out of bounds on the full.
Great stats from Craig Dorr. That ball spills off hands. Half forward side of, it's the northern side of the wing. On the outer side of Freeling Oval.
Sorry,
Light and Gawler grand final.
Just top it in now. Charlie Molineux just warming up on the sidelines with the footy. So obviously there's a soft tissue issue.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. Saw him it might even be a corky because he copped a big tackle early in that second quarter and came up a bit limpy from that. So we'll see if he can get back out there. In the meantime, South Gawler look to go forward once more. Up they go, big fly and big spoil over the top. It was Cutting who went up, spoiled over the top. South Gawler now have kicked that ball. That's the Tigers, of course, kicking that ball out on the full. The wing position, South Gawler look to go forward again. They're attacking almost exclusively in this third quarter. Kicks it to the big ruckman. Hudson turns and looks for an option. He'll go down the line, surely.
Look at the numbers inside 50. There's plenty of numbers. Where they go?
Hard work.
Where they go?
Well, surely do you switch the play here? The big ruckman hasn't worried about that. He's kicked it to the hot spot about 15 metres out directly in front. No one can get their hands on it. And there he is, Sideshow Bob, once more.
Yes, Worsty, Cole Worst now. Deep inside their defensive 50 now, looking for options. The spreads come. He's going to go no unturted, but it's a kick down the line once again. Brading now flies up. Can't take the mark. He had first touch. He takes the mark.
Good mark.
Contested footy. Here they come coming up there. So Dan's down there with us. Dan?
Yeah, guys. Charlie Molineux is just on the bench at the moment. He's having a spell.
Thanks, mate. Excellent. Maybe they're
they're playing games with us. There's press now.
And it's a goal.
Turnover inside the defensive
They've got
50.
Their first goal of the third quarter, attacking exclusively with the breeze in this quarter, South Gawler. So they're winning the quarter, but not doing enough on the scoreboard at the moment to get themselves back into it. Still trailing by 40 points, 11-6-72 to 4-8-32.
Yeah, so we will keep an eye on that with Dan, with obviously Molineux off the ground.
Wonder if they did that just to break up the hard tag that was clearly on him. Start him on the bench, try and get him a bit free. We'll go to Dan.
With 4 behinds to 1 straight goal before that goal. They needed to put it on the board. If they can get the next one, then we're starting to talk about a possible comeback.
Indeed.
Oh, big words there, Dan.
Big words.
Wasn't
Tigers did go forward then, but it's been turned over, and South Gawler look now to go up the wing. Man in front takes a good, strong mark. Made to earn it. What made him earn it? Tries to dodge around the big fellow and finds a teammate, does well. Smith goes long to the hot spot, and coming out and taking the mark there, that was Zobel, was it? Press.
He kicked the last one. He's taking no time. He's going straight back.
Has he kicked it? I think he has. Straight through the middle. It's another one. Well, it's a carbon copy of their match earlier in the year, Craig. You mentioned this right off the top of the broadcast that after half-time, in the last time these two sides met, South Gawler came out of the sheds after half-time a different team. Well, they have in this quarter as well.
Yeah, they've sent Press forward to maybe get a mismatch there. So he's come away with 2. He actually started in the middle there and rushed forward. So he's staying forward now. They've got Costanzo in there. They've got Golding in there. They got Smith in there now. And then Robertson's now. There's their chance to get the ascendancy back with Hudson over Robertson, as he just did there to Costanzo, but he's wrapped up by Robertson. And Rob Paluto's caught hold of the ball. Oh, that's a tough
Gee
call.
whiz. Good tackle it was. Don't take nothing away from the tackle. I'm just not sure if that's the right call. Kicks it off the instep. That is a mongrel finger breaker inside forward 50, and it finds a target. Can you believe that?
Daniel Stanley
takes the mark. He'll kick from 40 metres out, basically directly in front. Gee whiz. Luck's a fortune when it's going your way. Dan?
We highlighted the accuracy going inside 50 for Centrals. They've gone inside 50 twice this quarter. Both times chest marks inside 50. And how many times have South been inside 50 and scored 2 goals for? So it's just to show there the intent's there, but the finish just isn't.
Kicks on goal. Goal umpire hardly moves. The Centrals girls in front of us tell the story. That's another one for the Tigers. They hit back.
They do. And Dan's correct there. The stats tell us that South Gawler Central's gone inside 53 times for 2 goals, and South Gawler have gone inside 50 12 times for 1 goal, 2 goal 4. So there's a telling point there.
It's definitely the case. The stats back up the vision. That's the reality. In the middle we go once more. Spills off hands, running through there in the end. I think that was Goulding again.
Yep, to Whitwer.
Yep.
Out to Brock Judd Smith. Challenge on their half forward, picked up. Turn Smith is right. Right's been very good today on his left foot, but I think he's put it out of bounds on the full. And they have to bring the ball back into play. Goes short, very short, to Clayton Cameron.
Got a man on the middle of the ground here. He needs to widen his vision. Sitting there, Zobel just didn't get used, and they go down the line in the end. And as a result, an easy spoil over the boundary line. But if we got a free kick, you said?
We have. There's a free kick. The whistle was blown. And it goes to Gurney, the small forward for South Gawler. So Gurney now. Or are they giving it to White? I reckon Patrick White's got the footy.
I was going to say, if that's their version of a small forward, they're a tall side.
Well, Gurney definitely... He played it to Gurney because Gurney had it first.
Gurney's loitering around the back here. I'm not sure what's going on there, but either way...
But Paddy White's ended up with the free kick. So there you go. So Paddy White now.
Comes in.
Lines up.
Kicks from 50, and that helicopter punt doesn't even score. No score out on the full. That's their second out of the full to go with 2 goals 4 in this quarter. So, wow. They've had 8 shots at goal in this quarter and have only improved their position by the 4 points.
And I think Gavin Chaplin really hit the nail on the head. His half-time chat with Dan that saying they wasted their opportunities. They went away from their structures, and exactly what's happening here now. He's talked about wasting opportunities, and simply enough, they've had so much of the ball forward of the half. If we had the AFL ratio, it'll be sort of 80% and 20 to 20%.
Yep. But Centrals, of course, have that ability to go coast to coast. We've seen it numerous times today, and they go forward again. This time it spills over the back. There we go again. Another contested mark for the Tigers. And they will bring it inside forward 50, coming up on the lead. One hand's not enough, but I tell you what, he's got a man out the back. Oh, he spilled it before he got it. It doesn't matter.
Hooker's ball.
There he goes. Numbers sweep forward for the Tigers. We've got another one. Incredible efficiency up front for Gawler Central. The Tigers, they'll win now. That's it. It's done. I'm calling it. I think I called it before half-time. How many times can you call it?
That's a big
the girls aren't so sure, but...
That's a big call, mate. They're 8 goals up and you think they're home.
Well,
coming home with the 8 of the breeze, but...
we had to wait to see how they go with the breeze.
Okay.
Good swing around. We are at Freeling.
We are at Freeling. We are indeed. So there we go. Whitwer now dished out of the back. Now he's had a fair bit of the footy of this quarter. He goes out to the outside to Dean Cuttings, who's been their best forward without a doubt today. He goes out at the top of the square looking for Smith. Smith's been flying. Right comes over the top. In goes Long. Charlie Molineux's back on the ground now. It's good to see him back. In comes Press now. Press there. He keeps the footy, keeps his feet, gets tackled by Oxingham. Oxingham's all over him. And I don't think the umpire's got no other option but to call, I'll have it, thanks, and throw it up just on South Gawler's half forward.
South Gawler have it forward. Not been able to do enough on the scoreboard in this quarter with all of the time spent forward. We've got a free kick here, and it will go to the Tigers, and they will clear their defensive area now. They spread quickly, and they have options if you can move it quick enough. South Gawler have moved to pick it up, but we've got a 25-metre penalty. He's directing traffic. He wants to go straight away, and will. Kicks the ball to centre half forward. Up they go. Spoiled over the back. Good tackle, strong tackle there. Brading was waiting down too for it to spill out. It didn't. Big wrap-up tackle.
So Molineux now pushing forward. Come onto the ground forward, so... Good to see him back out. There we go. James versus Bolton. That's better. Now Blakemore. Blakemore now out to Baker. Baker now sends Gawler Central deep inside the 50.
Good kick. That's home. That's home.
That's home.
That's home. What a goal. Baker. But the only thing he hadn't done so far today was kick a goal. Well, he has now. That was class.
And into the breeze too.
Yeah, beautiful kick. Used the breeze beautifully. It swung back. One-on-one in the goal square, and they did enough to shepherd that through. But really, I think once it sort of started swinging back on that breeze, I think it fooled everyone in the goal square, to be honest, and through it went.
There's a bit of a wrestle there between Moss and Judd Smith, and both were worried about each other, and the ball spilled over the back and on the goal line over which he went. So Bolton now wins it back. Oh, high, Stanley wins another footy. So Jordan Erskine, you have a big day over in Victoria, mate. If you're backing your good mate in Daniel Stanley receiving footy.
Oh, hello, and at 25.
That's 2 in a row now.
Gee whiz, that's costly. Takes them to the edge of the square, not within range. So he'll kick to the hot spot. Oh, he looks for a leading target out wide.
Moss.
Yep, and he couldn't get there, and it spills over the boundary line.
Yes, changed his number there, boys. Don't get too confused there.
We're in the 42, is it?
We're in the 42 now.
Obviously a bit of blood in that second quarter, but that Guernsey will get auctioned off at some point, you'd reckon, down at the Tigers headquarters, wouldn't you, Craig? Yeah. You'd be in the market for that?
I'll be in the market. Yeah. It's not really my favourite number, but yeah. So the ball spills out here, the half forward for Gawler Centrals now.
Just making the change on my program here, Moss 42, because I reckon we might be calling that name again.
So kicking 4 goals against the breeze, and then obviously South Gawler kicking 2 goal, 4 and 2 out of bounds on the full. So the wrestle here, Baker now goes, geez, he's hard at it, isn't he? Far out. And there's a tackle made by Paddy White. The tackling today has been sensational by both sides, actually. Inside 50 again, Dan Stanley. There's Moss again. Judd Smith, fantastic. Won't let him go, wearing him like a glove. Tackled up by Brading.
Good tackle.
Inside 50 tackle and wrapped up. And then there's a ball up probably about 30 out, straight in front of goal for Gawler Centrals.
Brading tackling for keeps there. Up go the rucks, running through. They've got some guys on the move. Moss comes out, spills out to him, swings around off the left peg, snaps at goal. It's in the goal square, and it goes through for another one. Oh, it's party time for the Tigers. Moss 42 with the headwear on, and the Tigers march on.
March they do. 2 goals that the ball has actually hit the goal line.
Yeah, that's almost a criminal offence in a grand final, isn't it? At some point, yes, you've got to worry about your opponent, but gee whiz, that can't happen. Particularly when they're kicking into the breeze in this quarter. Surely you expect it to land a little short. 13-6 to 5 goals, 8. Dan is loitering around on the boundary line. We will get to him shortly.
So Golding out to Whitwell once again. Whitwell tackled by Molineux. Dragged down on the ground. There's Wright versus Ahern. Ahern comes up with Dud Smith, which is Judd Smith. Brock puts it inside. Smith is outbodied by his opponent Jamie Wagner, and he rushes it through for a behind. And Gawler Centrals will reload and bring the ball back into play.
Going to shoot down to Dan on the boundary line now.
Yeah, boys, Central's right on top here. You can sense they want to go for the kill now. They can really embarrass South right now because the margin's out to nearly 60 points now, and South just don't look confident at all going inside 50. So just tune in for that.
Well, Cutting has been a likely type for South. He kicks it to the hot spot, about 30 out from goal. Big contest. Players get their hands to it, but no one can take the mark. It comes out of there, and we've got a wrap-up tackle again. 4 Tigers get in there and hold it up. Ferocious, the Tigers. Weathered the storm early in this third quarter. They've kicked away now, and they will finish with the aid of a breeze when it will be party time for the Tigers. They look to run this out of defence and do. Little handball inboard. Got some numbers on the outside as well. Turns it back in. Kicks the ball to the advantage of no one. And in the end, oh, gee whiz, just cleaned up there, Costanzo, and it fell out to Gawler Central. Now Brading runs onto it, kicks the ball inside forward 50, and there he is again. What about the kick from Brading? Across his body, laced out, did not have to move. If he hadn't put his hands up there, Moss, it would have put a hole in his chest. And considering he's already got a hole in his head somewhere, probably not required. In he comes, he'll kick from 30 out and put this down, Craig. Don't even waste any time. This is straight through the high diddle, and he has too. And he's missed. Well, there you go. Did you put that down? You did.
No, I did not.
Oh, good man.
There's no such thing as a certainty, mate. There's no such thing as a certainty, but hell.
It's the best work on the mark all day long.
Yeah, absolutely.
They clear now, South Gawler. That is Press. Press looking for options. He's got some headwear on as well. It's been tough times today, but not a good kick. Taking the resulting mark there is Hooker, who's been excellent. Swings around on the left, brings it inside, 40 up they go. Mercer couldn't get his hands to it. Brading's there, he gets it now. Gets wrapped up in a tackle, breaks free, kicks off the left. It's going to land in the arms of a defender though, and that is Costanzo. Costanzo chips it across the ground now, finds a teammate. Taking that there is Whitwer.
Come back this way. He's got to change the lanes. Nick White now. You got Bailey's over on this other side here. Now he can change, but all the numbers are down on the outside here.
Dan is on the boundary line. Let's go to him now.
Boys, I don't know if you can see over my right shoulder here, just on the interchange bench, we can see the South players. They're sort of slumping, sitting there, not looking too keen to come back on the ground. And looking at Centrals, they're up, they're using their voice, they're right on the boundary line. It's just a show of how the game's going at the moment.
It's a fair call.
Fair call indeed. Good observation, Dan. He's been all over it today, hasn't he?
He has.
All over
He's
it.
our man on the ground. I won't say Robert Domenico because he speaks a lot clearer than Dipper.
As Blakemore takes the mark there in front of Paddy White. Blakemore's been influential on his wing today. Normally in the midfield, but with the midfield that Gawler Central have got, they sneak him out there, but he kicks the ball long. There's a bit of holding on, and I think Hudson called it. Yes, I saw it early there, Jace. I called it.
Give you a whistle. The big fella, no, he wanted a kick button, but he's not going to get it.
He did. It's Phelps, the man Phelps here to Brading. He's come into the game. So they're still just a little bit, probably 2 kicks away here. He goes inside 50, looking inside, finds Botton.
Look at the kick from Brading. Unbelievable. And the work rate from the big fellow, Ruckman in Bowden.
Yeah.
Look at the kick from Brading, though. Unbelievable. Cross his body. Laser pass. Good, strong hands from the Ruckman as well. Now, you've told me before this boy can kick.
Yep.
He's going to have to do a fair bit of work. 55 out into the breeze.
I was wrong again, but he's chipped off. This is lazy.
Oh, no.
This is lazy. This is lazy. Lazy, lazy, lazy.
Well, Brading, they're waxing the 2 big fellows.
This wouldn't impress Gavin Chaplin whatsoever.
There we go. What do you play on the PlayStation these days, Craig? What's the game of choice?
You got me there, mate.
No.
Sorry,
Brading,
mate,
not worrying about that at the moment. He's going to kick from 50. In he comes. He gets it up on the breeze. That's going to land short in the goal square, and good mark.
Hudson.
Big fellow. He's been excellent for South today.
He has.
Tried his heart out. Kicks short. Finds a teammate there.
Once again, this slow play.
Whitwer again, and he has kicked it out of bounds.
Probably his only blemish today, Darcy Judd Smith. I know
Judd Smith, yes, sorry.
Moss has kicked 2, but so here's Charlie. He's the medalist, Shetland medalist. He's got the ball probably outside his distance, but knowing him, he'll find a target.
Not his best day, but I'm telling you now, I'm sure that there's an issue. I reckon it's a corky, and I'm only guessing here, just on that back of that big tackle early in that second quarter.
Here you go. He's giving it a go.
He's kicked it and missed out to the left. He won't care. At the end of the day, he's going to end up with a medal around his neck again. And as will his teammates.
So once again, Whitwer takes the kicking duties. He kicks it to Gurney. Gurney now Belton. There's David and Goliath there. One of the shortest bloke on the field to the tallest bloke. Bottom standing on the mark. There's a Hearn now. Hearn kicks down the line, and Casey Thomas, who does it so well.
Yep.
Intercept mark takes that intercept mark. But once again, there's that kick down the line that all day they've been doing.
Haven't looked inside enough, anywhere near enough. They've had some players on at times and just no vision to see them. It's been a problem for them all day long. Got to compliment the Gawler Central pressure, I guess, as part of that.
And then we just said that, and then Gawler Central's bombed it down the line. So press now with a big kick, looking down, and Smith now.
Oh, yes,
Smith's
well done.
Found his mark.
That's a line-breaking clearance. So you don't mind kicking down the line when you kick with momentum, 60 and penetration. We haven't seen enough of that from South Gawler today.
Oh, he's gone short.
We did go short, and they'll have a shot at goal here, and I think that's 3 for a goal.
Yep, Pat White.
Belated goal for South Gawler there. Pat White kicking their 6th of the day. Not at one Tiger has gone home, though. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, they'll be there. Andrew Wright coming off the ground now. We'll see Dan if he can get hold of us and see what he can give us a bit of an injury report there. He's been so good cross half back today with his defensive mark and intercepts.
Yes, Dan is just loitering down there on the boundary line. We will get to him again shortly. Free kick out of the ruck there, James, the co-captain. He finds a teammate who streams forward now, kicks it to the hot spot. Whitwer again. Oh, up they go. Gee, was that Cutting getting up there again?
He had a big fly, didn't he?
Oh, geez, got both hands to it. Nearly held it, but not quite. Going to go down to Dan on the boundary line now. I think he's got some more info for us.
Despite how they're going in the game, the South supporters, they're really up and about. They're getting behind their team and they're supporting them right to the very end. So it's good to see, but unfortunately the boys don't seem to be getting it done on the field.
So worse now, Stanley out to worst. He battles up his handball that he received to Stanley. He comes across the other face of the ground to Brady. Brady's got time and space now. He'll use the footy. He's a very good cleaning.
Look at that.
Tomas, that was almost in the back. Good tackle by Nick White.
Yeah. He missed the first one, but he didn't miss the second one. Now, I'm going to say the first one was there more than the second. I think Moss could have picked up the free kick earlier, but I guess he evened it up.
He did. He did. I thought it was more in the first one than what was the second one for Mercer.
Yeah, Mercer gets a bit lucky to pick up a free kick there, but it doesn't matter. He's got it now. And he'll kick from about 30 metres out, almost directly in front. Kicks from 35 in the end and misses out to the right. He'd be disappointed with that.
He would be disappointed with that, Merce.
But when the scoreboard reads 15-9 to 6-9, it's hard to be too disappointed.
Absolutely.
BLG Grand Final here, the SA Footballer. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Craig Dorr with us. He is a Tigers legend. Craig, take us away.
So Whitwer now, he brings the ball out, and once again, Worst goes inside 50, looking for Moss.
Oh, he's got it.
He's got it.
Now, he knows this is being filmed today. I'm tipping he's got the headwear on just simply to get on camera.
So
Can't be that bad, can it?
There's a few boys supporting a few bandages at the moment. We've got Press, he's got the bandage on. Moss has got the bandage on. A couple of head clashes. But it's Moss now. Do we put this down, Jace?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a
I'm
class
backing
act.
you in.
And he's missed.
No,
He's got it. See? I told you.
There you go.
Moss, another one. That's his third for the quarter. The class act. How many has he got for the day? Is that his fifth?
No, third.
Third.
He's only kicked 3. There was 2 for the quarter.
Two for the quarter, sorry. Yeah.
He missed that one that he said.
That's
you know.
right,
He
yeah.
did.
He should have 3 for the quarter.
That's right. Yes, but once again, Gawler Central 16-9, 105 to South Gawler 6-9, 45. So that's 60 points.
Gee whiz, it's for those watching on the SA Footballer Facebook, on YouTube. Tell you what, if you are Gawler Central and it is 3/4 time, this is a good time to be playing football. When you're 10 goals up at 3/4 time in a grand final, kicking with the breeze in the last quarter, you get to spend the next 25 to 30 minutes enjoying your day's work. The Tigers dominant. They will win the premiership. Dan strolling around in front of us, making his way over. The girls love him. Well, he's a good-looking sort. He's a good-looking sort too. Just quietly, Dan. No comment on that, Craig.
Yeah, he's getting probably a bit of lip down there, I reckon. So, yes, there's no doubt about that.
Dan's within earshot, so we might just bring him in and get him over here and see what he's
I
seeing
think we
down
might
there.
send him down to the huddle, and we would try to get down to the huddle and see what they have to say. Especially Gavin, see what his words were. They were pretty precise on in that first quarter. So let's see.
Yeah,
we'll send him down then.
We might send him down to the huddle, and we'll get him back over here to start the final quarter. But at 3/4 time, it is basically all over. 30 minutes for the Tigers to enjoy another flag. They've already won the reserves today. They lead by 10 goal at 3/4 time. Hope you're enjoying it across all of our platforms here on the SA Footballer.
the last quarter here. The Freeling, so Gawler Central's at 16-9 to South Gawler 6-9. Once again, Gawler Central's win the footy out of the middle. They thrust forward. Charlie Molineux goes to Stanley. Stanley now.
Right.
Out comes Bailey Filkey. Filkey is wrapped up, and the feature of Gawler Central's today has been their tackling. And Dan down on the boundary, mate. What was said at 3/4 time, buddy?
Boys, the talk in that 3/4 time huddle for South was all about just keep going, just keep persisting. It's not our day, but our day will come. And that's really interesting. Today's not our day, but our day will come. Which way are you going to look at that?
But which day are they looking at? Yeah, that's a strange one. Our day will come. So I don't know. So,
Not this year, it won't.
no way. And I feel that's a bit of a mixed message. I'm not quite sure on that one.
Maybe next year for South. They've been lit up today. Tigers, it's their day. Reserves premiers, they will soon be A-grade premiers in BLG. From worst to first, the Tigers. Worst to first. That doesn't happen often. And good on them. A lot.
So
Got special comments here from the girls in front of us. How good have they been?
They've been good. They get the 3 votes. They'll win the medal.
Get some more Shardy over here right now. It's on me.
Yeah.
Bubbles. Oh, no. They've sold out of bubbles.
There's
Craig,
play
call
done.
the game for us. What's going on out there?
You sort them out, Jason. I'll call the game out, mate. And we go with that. So there we go. A little bit of push in the back from Hooker, and a free kick goes to Benison. So Benison now will have a shot at goal after a free kick for pushing in the back.
Don't mind me, I'm just ordering some more bubbles.
So Benison now has a bit of a look. Just a key stat in that 3rd quarter, South Gawler went inside 15 times to kick 3 goals, 5, and then put a couple of balls out of bounds on the full. So, you know, Chappie talked about, Gavin Chaplin talked about opportunities, and they really didn't use those opportunities in that 3rd quarter. Now they face themselves 10 goals down, and even more if they don't brush up on their skills. So it's Bottom now that takes the mark deep in defence, and as these new rule is, you've got to come back 9 metres. So off he goes, he plays on, he's giving himself plenty of room. He comes out the outside looking for Phelps. Phelps and Bradings now. Phelps gets his hands on the footy, he wins the footy now. Pilkington, who's kicked 2 goals today, kicks the ball just inside 50. We saw that rolled. Oh, hello. Oh, what was
It's
that?
on.
What call was that?
Craig not happy, and rightly so, to be quite honest.
Well, right there. The ball bounced.
I'm not
inside.
sure. Not sure about that one.
No, that's mystifying. So Paddy White now. Patrick White kicks down the line. Hudson Bodden runs in front of us. And
Good
Hudson,
mark.
Good contested mark.
Hudson. Tried his guts out all day. He'll drive South inside forward 50 into a nest of Tigers. Couldn't take it there off hands. That was Reynolds.
That's a throw.
It's play on according to the umpire. I'm with you, Craig, but it spills out and they've got some numbers in the goal square here. Dodging there. A little step was right. He looks
Feeling now.
Yeah, looks to move it out. Here come South
Wright.
Gawler. Pat Wright, just full-chested, kicks at goal and puts it through. That's a good goal. Good finish. .54 leaders, still the Tigers.
That was a good goal.
It was a good goal. Good passage of play all round.
It was clean below his knees. Took it with pace, and converted.
Lovely little sidestep too on the kick. Just gave him that little metre of space needed to kick under no pressure. But we're back in the middle now, and the Rucks will go at it again. That contest
great
sees
tap.
beautiful tap from Hudson.
Hudson to Costanzo's. Costanzo's has been South's best. Kicks up long. Paddy White the square now. He takes.
Oh, good mark.
Dean Cutting.
Hudson, a beautiful tap out of the ruck.
How cool.
Very clever. And Cutting now is going to be pushed right on the boundary line. He's taken the mark next to the goalpost, though. He'll just take 2 steps out and hook it over his shoulder. It's all about the accuracy here, and that's through. The second goal of the quarter. South Gawler get a couple of late ones into the breeze. They move on to 8-9. The Tigers still 16 goals, 9-105, 48-point leaders in this Barossa Light and Gawler A-grade grand final at Freeling Oval. Dan has, where is he? We can see him. The girls are keeping an eye on him for us. Got anything over there for us, Dan?
Oh, the South fans are up and about after those two. Are they still a chance? They're very, very excited about this one.
Dan.
You never know. It ain't over till it's over.
Costanzo once again out of the middle.
Here they go, up forward. A couple of Tigers waiting back, though, and the mark's taken, but Dan, the eternal optimist. Kick long out of there. Is that Wagner?
That's Wagner.
Wagner.
Out to Stanley. Stanley, who's been very, very good today.
Good kick.
To Phelps. There's the two.
How about the hard lead? He ran a good solid 50 metres to get on the end of that.
Absolutely. And they leave that space open for him to do that.
Becomes kicks long with the aid of the breeze, which has dropped out a little bit. Good mark.
Oh, Charlie's trying to dish off here. Oh, he's played on. Gives off to Hooker. Hooker, normally a left footer. He could have gone bang. Charlie Molineux, very clever, out to Baker. Couldn't find him. Golding now on his left foot comes out and finds Costanzo. Costanzo, who's had a heap of the footy today, been South's best. Goes inside 50, pops it up. Right, comes over the top to Cutting. Spoils there. Barch, who we haven't seen much of today.
Barch has not done a lot. When he's got near the footy, he's gone up the ground to do it. It hasn't spent a lot of time in South's forward area, let's be honest, other than through that period in the third quarter where they did dominate play for a period. Couldn't put it on the scoreboard, and they've paid the price. It's tossed in on the 50-metre line. Up they go. Give that one to Botten. Good tap. Oh, he probably didn't have that, but the umpire doesn't see it that way.
Could have been hanging on or in the
back. Yeah, take your pick.
Racing him at Flemington.
They'll go up again. Botten contests hard in ruck. Good stuff. Spills down at their feet, and we've got Stacks on again. Another ball up. It's on the edge of the centre square, probably about 70 metres around, 80 metres around from the South Gawler goal. They're kicking to the southern end against the breeze in this final term. Good tap there into some space, but nobody available to run onto it. South Gawler can't get their hands on it. The Gawler Central boys dive on it again. They're just looking to tie things up and take time off the clock. And why wouldn't you, Craig?
You just saw an example there. If Charlie Molineux, see ball, get ball.
Yep.
Even if he's playing injured, his endeavour and his ability to win in the battle and his contested footy is fantastic.
Spot on, and he's had some mates. Here we go. They'll look to clear now. A little step inside. Couldn't quite get through the defence there, and I think that's holding the ball. Not sure. It might have just spilled out in the tackle, to be honest, I think. But regardless, South Gawler go forward to the hot spot. Out he comes. Good mark taken. Paddy White again, who's trying hard in the second half. A bit more of the footy in the second half than perhaps the first. He'll have a shot from 25, 30 metres out. It's a reasonably tight angle. A bit worse than 45 degrees. But starts it at the left goalpost. It should work back. It does, and that's through. Another one. Their third goal of the quarter. Back to a 42-point margin. Did we go early? Surely not.
No, they got to.
Notice how I said we then.
Yeah, don't include me with that, mate. You're all alone on that bus, mate. Look, anything can happen in footy, but a 10 goal at three-quarter time, you shouldn't really lose it from there. But White.
Hey boys,
Dan.
Gawler Central, they wouldn't be wanting to taking a victory for granted here. South have kicked the last 3 goals. The margin is back to 42 points. And if they can kick the next 2 or 3 in the next 5 minutes or so, you just never know.
The girls are about to turn on him. He's been their favourite all day long out of the 3 of us, Craig.
Yeah,
if he keeps this stuff up, they're going to turn on him.
Yeah, going to turn on him. That's absolutely. Absolutely. So free kick to South Gawler here. So, yes, it's a bit of contrast here at the moment. Here's Paddy White again on the outside. Good spoiled by Billings now. Paddy
butted up. Beautiful.
He's a
lovely step.
Good footballer.
Pups for sale.
Gurney now. He cops it. So Gurney now. He kicks it and hit that. So he hits it up in the thing.
Good mark. Costanzo got both hands to it there. It wasn't paid. Jeez, he almost had it. Good football.
Good football. So
young Gurney there. It was tough stuff. Dan, we'll go to him now.
No. Yeah, it just seems at Centrals that there's... I don't know if they've put the cue in the rack or they're just not switched on, because South are right on top here. And finally, for the first time today, they're actually putting goals on the board, not just points. So if they can keep going, you just never know.
Too late, she cried, boys.
I think so. They're safe. Don't worry, ladies. You're fine.
You're fine. No worries at all. So Pilkington picks up to Phelps. Phelps clever to Blakemore. Blakemore now's got time. He gives a sweeping hammer out to Kyle Worst. Kyle Worst is in there by Dare. Dare corrals him, but he finds Moss. Moss now, the contested grab. Just outside 50, out his range, I think. He pops it to the dangerous spot to the top of the square. Brading's there. Molineux there.
Brading. Had his name written all over it from the minute it left Moss's boot, didn't he?
Yep. Put it to the advantage. He had his defender where he wanted him, and he had the drop zone there.
Well, if you wanted a sealer, if you're a Tigers fan and you wanted a sealer, this is it. The crowd will tell the story, particularly the girls in front of us and to the right of us. They're all around us, the Tigers, surrounded by a sea of black and gold. We won't have to call this. They'll call it for us. In he comes. He'll kick from 15 metres out directly in front.
There you go. Sean Brading, second goal for the day.
He's been outstanding. His use of the ball. You called him the X factor early in the game, and you've been spot on. A couple of his passes to teammates, Moss, that he hit earlier on across his body. Just beautiful kicking.
He's beautifully skilled. Like when he
for a
left
big fellow, you're right. Yeah.
When he left Centrals in my second year coaching Gawler Centrals, and he come out of the league and he finished in second in the middle. His left and right foot, exquisite skills. For a big man, 6'3", he's hard to match up on. And he loves this time of year.
Tigers march to a premiership. They lead by 48 points in this final term. South have given it a real crack in this last quarter. Good on them for doing that. They battle it out here defensively, and we've got a couple of boys down at the moment, just looking after each other. And I think we've got a ball up here. Yeah. Slow to get up there was Ahern. He's okay. He's got a bit of a limp up as he walks back into defence for for South Gawler. Loitering around the 50. All be tossed up. Back edge of the centre square. Little kick out of there from Baker, who's been unbelievable today. Really good game from him. And wrapped up in a tackle there. We'll have another ball up. Really love Baker's game. Got to be in the discussion for best on ground.
Well, between me and you, Jason, we've got to do a 3-2-1 for the Norm Smith. So
all right,
we have a big say in that.
I'm working on it. We'll see how we go with that. But Baker's at the top of that list at the moment. Spills out of there and a good mark taken for the Tigers. Pilkington's done some nice things at times.
He has. With the opportunity he's had, he hasn't spent a lot of time on the ground. Here comes Worst. How clever was that?
Oh.
He gets it out to Williams. Williams now out to our man Baker. Baker goes inside 50. Mercer, well done, Nick White, who disposed of the ball, but Mercer comes out with it.
Yep. Oh, has he gone too far?
Oh, no, he's gone too far.
Snap across the body. Hasn't quite been Mercer's day, but when Moss has been as good as he has, and we've seen Brading, they've all chipped in up forward to do the job.
And I think that was the key. You know, you have a look at the moment, the only winning forward for the whole 4 quarters has been Dean Cutting.
Spot on.
And if Moss is down, then someone picks up, which Mercer, Brading, or even Phelps, and they got those small half forwards that can kick 2 or 3 as well. So
Judd Smith has played almost a lone hand in defence for South Gawler today, because other than that, they haven't had too many winners inside their defensive arc.
Yeah, I think Nick White, he's been good on Mercer. Look, they've had their matchups okay, but you know, Brading's kicked 2, Pilkington's kicked 2. And the big one for me is Nick Hooker, the wingman's kicked 4.
Yeah, and if you get 4 goals from your winger, you're not going to lose too many games of football, particularly when you've got a potent forward line already.
So Dean Cutting now puts it inside to Golding. Golding can't quite get there, and the ball trickles out, and it's out of bounds.
So South go forward again. They're going to be about 40 metres out from goal. Thank you very much. No, I'll pass on the Pringles for now. I'll swap you a Pringle for a bottle of bubbly later. Ball's tossed in, and South Gawler now have a shot on goal. It's coming back. It's going to land in the goal square. 2-on-2 in the goal square. Up they go. Little tap out of there, and what's he said? Kicking in danger.
Oh, hello.
A South Gawler free kick. Gee whiz. Oh boy. To steal a line there from another prominent commentator.
For a minute, we just got some supporters over here that want to say something.
Go for it, Dan.
Go, Dan.
Over to you, mate. Where are you?
What do you want to say? All right.
There we go. Dan has just assimilated in with the Tiger faithful. Coming in for a shot at goal now is Benison, and it swings back. He goals. Good finish from the young man, Henry Benison. Kicks a goal for South Gawler. Good to see Dan making some new friends there on the boundary line.
He has. He's done a marvellous job. I reckon everyone's looking forward to it. He's just lurking. Have a look at him. Have a look at the
I mentioned before, he's a good-looking young man. He's popular. He's just taking his pick at the moment.
He is. He's dressed smartly. He's got the look. He's a male model, the boy.
Is there football still happening? What's going on?
Oh, it's 17-10 to 10-9.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. Yeah,
it's over. Find some humour from somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's over.
Right.
I tell you what, hasn't been funny for Big Hudson, who's tried his guts out for South Gawler, but he wins another tap.
Absolutely. Blakemore now to Williams. Williams now pumps the ball inside 50. Moss. Up. Mercer comes out. Mercer was hanged on to. He comes down. Moss now snaps around the corner. Straight across the face.
Gee whiz. Every time he goes near the footy, he looks dangerous, Moss.
So once again, we got a really good thing of how they press up and their forward trapment. They force their forwards to come up onto the thing. So when South do win it in the defensive half, all they're looking at is black and yellow Guernseys.
It's a very good point, particularly into the breeze when South Gawler are, of course, kicking into the breeze in this quarter. The ball will drop short, so they press up a little bit higher.
Yep.
You can see the camera shot right now that we're looking at, basically. We're looking just behind the camera, and you're spot on with what you say about the way that the Tigers have pressed up and locked the ball in their forward area when they've been kicking with the breeze. It's been a thing of beauty to watch.
Yeah, it has. And look, they were instructed. They were flying at the start before COVID, and they were very happy where they were.
Yeah.
And they're once again, fantastic. You've got to practice that, and they've had plenty of time to practice.
Indeed. Oh, hello. The big ruckman takes the ball there and looks to go forward with a mongrel finger-breaking half-torpedo thing.
And the ball goes out of bounds and beats Barch and Oxingham out. And
both boys were very pleased they didn't get to that on the full. That had broken fingers written all over it. Boundary throw in. Be tossed in. It'll land about the edge of the centre square.
James now with the tap. Oh, hello.
Oh, good tackle. Good tackle, big fellow. Oh.
Yeah, gave him a bit, but he gave him one too.
Yep.
So
nothing in that.
Hamill there, down by his feet, inside 50 to White. White takes the mark inside 50. So Paddy White now takes the, and we got Dan again. What do you got for us, Dan?
There's still a lot of talk in the South coaches box here. The coaches, they want to see this one out to the very end, and they've played well in this last quarter, gone out with some spirit.
Well, right in front of us, Patrick White comes in. He'll have a shot at goal. He'll kick from just inside 50. Starts it out. It's swinging back. Oh, it didn't come back enough.
You just missed it.
Good attempt. Craig's got a
very important job to do.
Very important job to do. So we'll let him go there. He's someone looking over his shoulder. And I think we know where we're going with this, Craig. Do you need some help? You're right. No, you've got it. In comes, that's kicking the ball out there for the Tigers was Hooker, who's been fantastic, but he turns this one over. South Gawler will look to go forward. Will that be a 25? No. They've turned it over. Set a push. So the Tigers will clear their defensive area and go up to the wing. Long kick. It's going to go over the back, and they've got some numbers here. They work together. A nice shepherd, and they will go inside forward 50 once more. Leading out there, Moss gets on the end of it. How about that? A shot on goal.
Stanley.
It's goal.
To Moss.
Stanley it was. A little handball over the top to Moss, who was just smart enough to drop out of there and get into some space. That's what forwards do. Another goal.
And this is the moment. The Essentials, they can just enjoy the last quarter and what's left of it at least. Don't worry about structures, don't worry about any of that. Just go out and kick the footy around with your mates because they know it's theirs.
Spot on. Craig's done his important job.
I got the thumbs up from the delegate, so
yep.
it's all
They're
right.
off.
I must have
They're
done a
off.
good job. They're
just
off.
Give it to me.
Get armour guard onto those votes, mate.
Yep.
There's important votes. The handball out there. Williams to Molineux. Molineux out to find Phelps.
Oh, it
Phelps
spills
and
off
Moss.
hands, yeah. He should probably gobbled that one up, Phelps, but we'll let him off because he's had an outstanding day. He's had a lot of friends as well.
He has. But probably to Bailey Zobel's credit, to the second half, he has had that. His first half, he had a lot of influence. Like,
I'm going to say Daniel Stanley, outstanding
Oh,
again.
there's a
He's got
goal.
his hands on that. Oh, no.
No, play on.
Play on.
Oh, but look at that.
Mercer stands at the goal square, arms. He's got the double teapot going.
He couldn't work out what was going on there. It actually lobbed at his feet, bounced back.
That is unbelievable.
Was
The
he
sort of
looking
thing
for
you
a
can do when you're 10 goals up late in the final
Oh.
quarter of a grand final.
That's when you get the party tricks out, don't you? Absolutely. And no doubt there'll be a few party tricks at Gawler Centrals tonight, with obviously both grades winning the reserve
Oh,
and
yes.
the A grade. So
It's going to be a long couple of days at the
Yep.
Tiger faithful. Up they go. Good
there's
mark
White,
over the
White.
back.
Good handball, just misses the target. That's probably a telling story for South Gawler, isn't it?
Whack.
Yep. Paddy White again takes him on, looks him for the handball to Hearn. Hearn tries to double up. Then Paddy White kicks the ball inside 50, where Dare, who's had a very quiet day, gives the handball off to Barch. Barch looks up, looking for Barch, sorry, so that should have been Golding. Golding now, Callum Filkey gives the handball away. They're doing a bit of, I don't know what's going on, aerial ping pong. No one wants to take the footy. Meanwhile, Wagner says, I'll kick the footy. Kicks the footy out towards Molineux. Molineux, the ball beats him out, and there'll be a throw-in on the half-forward flank of South Gawler.
We had some Hollywood football going on there. As it was, nothing resulted of it. We've got a boundary throw-in. It'll land at about to the point of the centre square attacking side for South Gawler. Up they go, the big fellow again. Hudson gets his hand to it first. Jeez, I've loved his game. In a losing cause, he's had a go. That ruck contest all day has been fantastic.
It has. It's been one of the joys to watch, actually. Botton and Hudson has been fantastic.
Well, there he goes again. Whack forward. Close through O'Hearn, who couldn't pick it up. O'Hearn, but getting it out of there right, the vice skipper. Just pumps it long. Up they go to the wing. Getting held there, surely, and a free kick, yes.
Phelps.
For the Tigers. Phelps. He'll look to go long. Drive it inside forward 50. Why not?
There
He's
you
got
go.
some dangerous blokes here. Mercer.
Mercer. That battle's been good too.
It has.
It has been. Look, he should be. Mercer's had his 4 or 5 shots on goal, but that battle has been one of. All day it's been like that, hasn't it? The battles all over the ground. You see the one-on-ones, the different matchups. South just chasing their backsides a little bit, trying to fill gaps sometimes.
Yep.
If that makes sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. And tell you what, Mercer, from the minute he took this mark, he's gone on the Michael Holding run-up. He's taking as much time as humanly possible, and why not? He will kick from just outside 50. Put this down.
Okay. You said this before.
Yep, I have. And this one's going straight through the high diddle. Up she goes.
And you'll give a salute if it comes through.
Back it comes, and it's missed. Gee whiz. How well am I going?
Hey boys, we've got some
Dan,
supporters.
here we go.
Want another mention? You ready?
Go for it, Dan.
Passionate Central supporters, you ready? All right, what do you want to say?
Well, I don't know what that was.
No, I don't.
Does it matter?
No.
When your team's winning, who cares?
That's right, exactly right. So out the outside, here's Tippins. Tippins down, can't complete the mark, and the ball dribbles over the line. There'll be another boundary throw-in.
Craig, I think we're about 22 minutes deep into this quarter. Over to you, mate. Call your boys home for another premiership.
Yes, the last one was 2014, and once again that was against South Gawler. So they've met twice in the last decade, and here's Brady now, left foot. Here you go.
Look at this.
Have a look at that.
Holy mo! Whoa! And look at him come for him too. Oh my! Oh, look at him come for him. What a finish across the body. It is party time for the Tigers. That is the cream on the cake.
That's Sean Brading there.
Gee whiz.
That is him there. Left foot.
Never looked like missing off the boot.
Unnatural. Side. Kicks feet beautifully.
That
And
is as classy as you will see at any level of football. Brading puts the full stop on this one. The Tigers are the premiers.
Stanley now to the outside. Jordan Erskine, a big shout out watching in Victoria. That's his number one man, and he's going to get him absolute. He's been sensational today. Brading again. lines up and it goes to the left. So so big shout out to Jordan Erskine, a good mate of Daniel Stanley, which I mentioned before. They're having a bit of a watching it online and having a bit of a drinking game. We say we drink sensibly, and I'm sure that Jordan will be not in a good state at the moment.
Likely not. South Gawler will look to try and go forward and kick a late goal here, a consolation goal of sorts.
Dear.
But
Hey, boys.
yes, Dan. What have you got for us?
What do you got for us?
Bit of a fracas happening here. Just
Oh, hello,
with
yes.
some supporters. A bit of a.
Oh, hello,
Oh.
it is on. We could see that. That's what's going on there. A little bit of fracas between probably South Gawler and Gawler Central supporters there. I think there's amongst it in there. So, hey,
I'm glad you said drink responsibly.
Dan, can we get down there, mate, and have a look? Have a look, mate.
Dan, we need a referee for that one. You get down and sort them out. What we'll do is we'll bring Dan over here away from that. I think we've been the smartest option.
I'm sure that because of the crosstown rivalry and everything that goes on, I think that.
No.
So the ball's thrown in. So it's still Botton and Hudson still going battle to battle. Those blokes should shake hands and have a beer after the game because they've been absolutely sensational. So now it's Molineux out to Williams. Williams has been quite good today. Out to Phelps. Phelps now takes a mark. Phelps at centre half forward.
I think it was.
So Phelps. So Phelps goes inside 50 looking for Mercer. Mercer over the back is Moss. Moss can't pick it up. South converge on him and there will be a ball up deep inside the forward pocket.
Dan, we're going to get Dan on. He's got a couple of our girls in front of us here. The girls that have been supporting the Tigers hard all day. Dan, let's go.
Lovely supporters here. Well, are you enjoying the game?
Yes, it is a bit dry though. We've run out of champagne.
I'm done with that.
That won't be a problem down at the Tigers club rooms.
Celebrating.
We most certainly are.
I wouldn't think so anyway.
Some of the passionate supporters.
Absolutely. And that Maria was just spoken there. Maria does all the canteen and ladies luxury at Gawler Central. So they run their canteen so very well down there at Gawler Central. But here we go. South Gawler now dare. Dare now goes short. Looking for cutting. Robbie Long comes in and chops in and takes a mark. But then he plays on. No.
25, sorry.
25. Sort of Dean Cutting just crossed across there. So... yeah, so the scoreboard reads 19-13, 127 to 10-10-70.
We are late in the final quarter.
We are.
And we know that Centrals will win from here. Craig, I'm pretty sure they'll hold on.
I think they'll hold on, Jason. I think they will, mate.
You reckon they'll get up?
Yeah, I reckon they'll get up, mate. Yeah.
Craig, how many games did you play for the Tigers?
Oh, look, mate, probably between A grade and B grade, probably over 200, 250.
200, 250.
Yep.
Spent a lot of time at this football club. Last premiership was 2014. It's time for me to put the mic down and hand over to the Gawler Central man to call the last few minutes of this one.
Thanks, mate. So it's Baker now to Blakemore. So super day for the footy club. To Brading. Brading can't complete the mark and he's been pushed in the back and there's a free kick that goes to Brading just on their half forward line. So yeah, big shout out obviously to the supporters. Last year they've got a few intel in, obviously with Blakemore and a few of the boys returned back, not knowing that we're going to play any footy at all. They come back, and I think the inclusion of Molineux that's come back to the footy club from Greensborough the last 2 years, he's a born leader. He's always been a born leader. And that's a big talk. Brading, don't tell me. Sean Brady has taught that from 60. And have a look at him.
I've got to pick the mic up for that one. He has kicked that from 60 metres out. Full stop. How good is this boy?
I know. That was a kick. Absolutely. Wow. That's all you could say to that. So 20 goals, 13, 133 to South Gawler, 10-10-70. And probably to South Gawler's credit, they're going down the right path as long as they keep these lads here. They've got good juniors, and hopefully that under 17s won the grand final, so they can produce another couple of 3 or 4 A-grade footballers and push again hard next year to go one better. Charlie Molineux, how's that pick up on the left foot? Goes to Mercer and just missed it, and Molineux pushes it to the left-hand side.
Go to
Mate.
Dan quickly.
Right to the very end, we got the South supporters still shouting. Apparently I look like Anthony Kalia, but look, going on to the game, Centrals, they're just enjoying it at the moment. They're really having a good time out there. In that big barrel there. How good was that, boys?
That was sensational.
That was good. Do prayer for me.
yeah. Can you sing, mate?
We'll get him over.
I told you he's a good-looking rooster. So South Gawler now, they try to pummel it forward on Ahern gives it off to Dean Cutting gives it off to Golding now over to Press now, left, right. Oh, hello, he's called holding, Rob. There. Oh, he's pulled one. Robbie Paludo, I don't think if it's been his 8th or 9th grand final, A-grade grand final, which is a phenomenal record to have as an umpire, to have 8 or 9. Absolutely sensational. So it's Dare now. Dare, the co-captain of this South Gawler Footy Club, a junior that's come through the ranks. He's been through the highs and lows of the club. He doesn't miss and he goes right through the big one for his first for the day. So now it goes to South Gawler, 11 goals 10 to Gawler Central's 20 goals 14, 134. So you can earmark that. Gawler Centrals, I think you could have got the premiership shirts printed at half time. I was quietly confident, but you said you're going to give South Gawler a chance.
I've done better on the mark than I have at getting South back into this one. That's for sure. We've got Anthony Kalia with us.
Anthony Kalia, hopefully he can sing. This would be sensational for ratings.
Dan has come with us, and there it is, the final siren. The Tigers win. Craig Dorr, great call. Well done. Fantastic performance from the Tigers today. We're going to send you off with the roving mic because I reckon you're a chance to get some of these boys. We've got Dan, who's come up and joined us, who's done a sensational job on the boundary line all day long. So we'll give you the roving mic. We'll get Dan on the corded, and we'll have a chat about this one. Dan, did you enjoy the time on the boundary line, mate? Getting to grab we're just swapping mics at the moment. Do you enjoy your time down there on the boundary line, mate?
Absolutely loved it. First experience doing it was fantastic. It was good to see the crowd get involved in a great game of football, really. Disappointing to see such a big margin, but I thought overall South Gawler were still gallant in defeat, but obviously the Centrals are a much better side on the day.
Craig, we can't give too much away, so I'll just talk about this with Dan, but give us your thoughts on some of the better players for today. I'll give you a starting point for South Gawler. Let's talk about the Banish today. I thought their ruckman in Hudson was fantastic. He really had to go all day long. Goulding tried hard. Patrick White had a brilliant second half and did really well. Cutting had his moments flashing in and flashing out, but it really was all about the Tigers. I loved Sean Baker's game today. Cole Wurst was outstanding. And Daniel Stanley, one of the best games of football you'll ever see.
Yeah, I thought for South, Dean Cutting was really, really good, particularly in that first half. Probably fell away a little bit in the second half, but for Gawler Central, it was definitely the big boy up there, Mercer. How good was he?
He was fantastic, Mercer, along with Moss, who I thought had a really good game. The boy who wore a cut, had to change his jumper, number 42, in the end of the second half. Started the day wearing 28, a bit of blood spilled on that one. That'll end up getting auctioned off later on, you would think. Charlie Molineux, the Schluter medalist, sort of drifted in and out. I think he got a knock early in that second quarter, and that slowed him down for most of the day. But Sean Brading, when it was showtime late in that final term, he kicked some beautiful goals, including that last one. How good was that?
It was fantastic.
Yeah, but he was all class. So the quality and standard of the football out here today at Freeling Oval was unbelievable. And we're going to go to Craig Dorr, who's just making his way out to go and see some of his boys. As soon as he's ready, he's going to jump on the mic and see who he can get hold of. Let him go out there. He's getting a round of applause. Yep, go for it, Craig. We got you, mate. While he's making his way out there, Dan. SA Footballer on YouTube. You go for it. Fantastic stuff. The work that Hosey and all of the production team that were here with us done an outstanding job today. Really enjoyed the day. Big crowd, not as big as normal. Beasley Technologies. We've got to Lee. We've got to doff our cap to them. The work that they've done to set all of this up, Dan, fantastic.
Absolutely, it was great. Great atmosphere here, and a very, very special mention to the Beasley group that did a great job and made everyone, made this so much better for everyone.
Craig's out there wandering around. He's trying to get some of his faithful. I hope he's got the mic on. Not sure he's got the mic turned on.
A few technical difficulties here.
I'll just see if I can get him, Dan. Just run through some of the goal kickers for us, if you could. If you got some stats there for us, I'll let you go with that.
Yep. So for the Central Tigers, it was obviously Nicholas Hooker with 4 goals. He was fantastic. We had Brad Mercer, who had 2 goals. Shane Moss kicked 4 goals, one of the best afield. Shane Brading with 4 as well, and Dylan Pingington with 2, and Charlie Molineux with 1, the captain there. And for South, it was Patrick White kicking 3 goals. We had Dean Cutting, who was very good with 2, Jackson Press with 3, and Jordan Tippins with 1, Jackson Dare with 1, the captain there, and Henry Bennison 1 for the losing side.
Alright, could we have a bit of quiet? Thank you. Before we do the presentation, there's a lot of thank you. First of all, thank you to the Freeling Football Club, Craig Preformed and Dom Shepley for the work you put in here today.
I'll take over for a little bit while we're going to send Dan on a mission to go and let Craig know that the microphone's off. So he's got a few of the Gawler Central boys, but unfortunately the mic's off, which is a real shame. Got presentations about to go. So I'm going to cut my mic and we'll listen to some of the presentations.
All you people here today who came every week for those 8 to 9 weeks, it's very good for you to get out of your houses, something to do. But the players and the clubs, thank you for their support and the economic revenue you raise for the community and the club. Give yourself a pat on the back. So thank you. Now we're going to the presentation. On Tuesday night we had the Bluter medal and the male medal, and there were 2 winners. They also win the Thomas Food Award for the SANFL. First of all, Mark, would Mick come forward and
I know, hopefully Daniel's got it.
Just give me the thumbs up. Take two, mate. Flat batteries. Probably a bit like. Anyway, got Casey Thomas, the veteran defender here, and Casey, number 2, beautiful, mate.
It is, mate. It's good to get another one with this group of boys. It's been a long time, been here 11 years now, so it's good to get another one with a good group of boys.
And you were pretty well prepared before you went to COVID, and I think you probably hit the ground running at the start of when we returned the footy, mate.
Yeah, mate. We've done a lot of work on our own. Then once we got back into it, we got stuck into our small groups. We really nailed down and got it stuck into it, knowing what's ahead of us.
Congratulations, mate. Enjoy it, and we'll see you around again next year.
Oh, we'll soon see, mate. Let's see how we go.
Excellent.
spirit always comes out, and it's a wonderful win for both of us.
Okay, boys, I've got one of my favourites. I coached this lad, and Cameron Williams, mate. Sensational.
Mate, how good?
Absolutely.
Hey, how good with me best mate. Fuck, 10 years since I played with the boys and put it up, mate.
Yeah,
Chockies,
good.
eh?
That's your first one? We're part of
three.
number 3?
Number
Yep.
3.
I thought
2 with
so.
the chicks and now 1 with GC.
Yeah, that was the first one with the GF.
Yeah, fucking hell.
And well done today, mate. I thought your contested footy was fantastic.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. In and under, that's all I can do, mate. I can't kick it right. That's all I can do.
If you don't get best on ground, I'm sure you get 3 votes for the off-field.
We've got a bit of partying to do, I would have thought, Crab, man.
Enjoy,
Thanks, bro.
enjoy. Come with me, brother.
I can't speak English. Come here, brother. This is a bit rude for Chuck, isn't it? He's about to give a speech. Yeah, that's right. Oh dear. Fucking hell. How good is this? You commentating today, were you?
Yeah.
What was the call when I kicked that barrel?
Next award is the leading goal kicker. We go to Brad Murphy from Gawler Central. Now I ask the team manager to come and read out the names of the players and the coach. I just commiserate with South Gawler. Our fellas are always a tough one to play in.
The torpedo man and Sean Brading with me. That's Sean second in the premiership with the footy club. Sean, how good was that, mate? And which one was the better one?
I think the closer game in 2014 was the first one as well.
One lazy 50-metre low foot, and I said double barrel.
Yeah. If the ball was a bit closer, I would have gone the barrel, but I had the skipper Charlie in my ear telling me to give it a crack, so
why not, mate?
Yeah, nothing to lose.
Well played, and enjoy the night.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you very much. Now, the best on the ground. First of all, thank you very much. I was waiting this year. Developed forever. I'm sure you boys will come back bigger and better next year, so thank you very much. The league, I'm sure it will be a real tough task to get the league going. I'm going to be sitting there in isolation, wondering if we're ever going to get back to it, so thank you so much for all your hard work. To everybody who came out today, guys, thank you.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Oh, far out. I think both my hamstrings and both my calves were jamming at the same time there.
Sorry, mate.
No,
trying to get over.
No problem at all. I follow your stuff all the time, boys. Really appreciate it. It's fantastic. How's it all been going, right?
Yeah, good.
Beautiful.
I thought we win by 10.
Yeah, well, it was hot out of blocks far out. And look, it probably wasn't ideal preparation. Took a couple of weeks off, but
that's probably what it looked like too.
Yeah.
15 minutes. They were a bit cleaner. And then once we got everything done, so probably what they're doing. That's something.
Thanks, mate. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You let me know. Yeah, we'll go see you.
Alright, mate, I've got it a fair cent.
Yeah, because it's hissing like mad.
Oh.
Give up.
Yeah, we've got those. I'm coming. Probably the week's crap.
It's fucked. It's the end of week shit.
I warned him.